If you've been confused about Dr. Umar Johnson, don't worry, you ain't alone. This man got a whole saga behind him. Millions in donations, a school that never opened, lawsuits, scams, casinos, and now $500 lunch dates with the Prince of Panhandling.
What? Bro, what are you talking about, man?
So if you ever ask yourself, yo, how do we even get here?
How, Sway?
This is the video that breaks down everything. The full story, start to finish. Let's get into it. Bro, it's 2025 and y'all still sending money to Dr. Umar Johnson? Be for real. Homies out here talking about frozen accounts, spiritual attacks, and throwing barbecues instead of opening schools after 10 years of promises. Y'all not tired of being scammed with Pan-African poetry and PayPal links? Let's talk about how you fumbled the biggest black-led school project in modern history again. It's 2025 and y'all still out here sending money to Dr. Umar Johnson? Nah, like, still? After all these years, all these missed dates, all these donation drives, this man talking about his bank account froze right before the school was supposed to open. Again, like clockwork, not just the school fund, his personal account too. So now he out here begging for PayPal donations just to eat? And some of y'all still falling for it, man. Stop playing.
Stop it. Get some help.
This is the same dude who told us back in 2023 the first black dollar built school in American history was opening at Kwanzaa. Folks bought flights, booked Airbnbs, got matching t-shirts.
For you today, I am proud to let you know that the first school in American history, built exclusively with the African dollar, will be ready and will be open this Kwanzaa of 2023. And brothers and sisters, this will be a community grand opening, so I want all of you to come on down to Wilmington, Delaware, and celebrate and what we did as African people by ourselves. We have to stop depending on white handouts.
Then silence. Ask about it, you get put in the Book of Negroes for being a hater. Now here we go again, another grand opening that's not happening. And when people start calling it out, suddenly his accounts get mysteriously frozen.
You don't find that suspicious? You don't find that suspicious?
He ain't slick. And if you've been watching close, the math ain't been mathing for years. But hey, maybe I'm tripping. Maybe this really is a deep state attack on the Prince of Pan-Africanism. Let's talk about it. Let's rewind real quick. Here's Umar somewhere in 2024, standing in front of that same half-finished school, yelling at his phone like it's the final boss. You want to tear down a school for black children? Who would want to tear down a school for black children? Man, relax.
Hold up. Wait a minute.
Ain't nobody trying to tear it down. We just trying to see it actually open. He hit that same speech cadence like always. All I'm going to say is be here September the 10th. All I'm going to say is register at FDMGacademy.com. All I'm going to say is get ready for academic revolution.
So that was a lie.
And all I'm going to say is was like another stall tactic. Bruh dropped more countdowns than Marvel trailers. He even threw shots at YouTubers like these YouTubians know nothing about what we doing. They don't understand the eclipse we about to cause. Eclipse? Nah, dog. Only thing fading to black is your credibility. He made it sound like September 10th was the second coming of Garvey himself. Academic revolution, psychological revolution, spiritual revolution. But now, that revolution got replaced with ribs and potato salad. And we're going to talk about that barbecue soon. But first, let's get into how folks have been pulling receipts left and right. Right after Umar hit us with the whole "my accounts are frozen" monologue, Twitter, Reddit, YouTube, everybody started digging. And what they found, it ain't looking good. Because let's be real, the timing is hella convenient. You got this big dramatic school launch set for September 10th. Then, just weeks out, boom, bank account frozen. Not just the school one, but his personal one too.
You don't find that suspicious? You don't find that suspicious?
Nah, bruh. What are the odds? You expect me to believe both accounts froze right before the deadline and not a single mention of it until now?
With that being said, brothers and sisters, Dr. Umar has access to no money right now because my personal account contains all of my money. I only send it to Apple Pay and PayPal as necessary. So the Prince of Pan-Africanism, for the first time in my life, is without any digital currency. So for my loyal supporters out there, if you can spare a few dollars so I can take care of Queen Mother Ifatunde and myself until my bank account is frozen or canceled so I can get my money back.
This man been sitting on millions in donations over the years, and now all of a sudden he can't afford lunch. Folks ain't dumb anymore. We done watched too many crypto scams, fire festivals, and black business coming soon flyers to not see the red flags. And here's the worst part. Instead of accountability, he hits us with the classic, they trying to bring the black man down speech. Like, bro, you brought you down. Ain't nobody hating. We just tired of the broken promises. And what's the solution? Yup, run them donations. Again, if you can spare a few dollars so I can take care of Queen Mother Ifatunde and myself. Wait, hold up. So not only do you want us to float the school, but now we got a DoorDash you and your queen dinner too?
What? What the?
Nah, bruh. Absolutely not. Every time the pressure hits, it's back to begging mode. It's like clockwork. And don't get it twisted. I ain't even mad that he's asking. I'm mad he doing it like he ain't been asking for 10 straight years. It's always, we just need one more push. Push. Bro, you done pushed the same deadline more times than Kanye dropped Donda. If you've been watching Umar long enough, this whole grand opening delay thing, yeah, this ain't new. Homie does this every year like it's a Black History Month tradition. Let's rewind to 2023. He said loud and proud the school would open during Kwanzaa.
We're going to have the first school in American history built exclusively with the African dollar.
People believed him, man. They booked flights, got their best in car fits ready, even locked down Airbnbs in Wilmington, Delaware. Wilmington, bruh. Delaware. You know how committed you got to be to plan a vacation in Delaware? And then the day came, Kwanzaa hit. Crickets. You ask about it, he ain't say oops or my bad. Nah, he put you in the damn Book of Negroes for even questioning him. Yeah, that's real. Umar got a whole blacklist for people who dare to hold him accountable. You donate money, ask, hey, where the lights at in the building? Boom, booked. You comment, hey, Dr. Umar, it's past the deadline again. Boom, booked. Ask too many questions, and now you a hater, an agent, or part of the covert YouTubian slander squad. Like, bruh, this man weaponized shame and turned it into a loyalty test. You can't critique him, or else you get spiritually excommunicated like you just betrayed the ancestors. Let us just keep it real for a sec. Opening a real ass school ain't some vibe-based mission, bruh. It's not just get the building and we good. This ain't no community center cookout. We talking buses, cafeterias, teachers, staff, security, utilities, tech, maintenance, all that. Let's run it. Teachers, let's say you got 10. Bare minimum, each making like $40K a year. That's $400K just in salaries. Lunch ladies, janitors, front office staff, easily another $100 to $200K. School supplies, laptops, desks, books, whiteboards, Wi-Fi, printers, toilet paper, everything. And you still got to renovate the building and pass inspections just to legally function. You know what that adds up to? At least $1 million a year just to operate. Not build, operate. Now here's the twist. Umar says he raised $750K. Others claim it might be $1.6 million. Even if you believe the higher number, that don't even scratch the surface. You ain't running a fully staffed, accredited school off $1.6 million once. It's like trying to open a hospital with vending machine money. But instead of just saying, yo, I underestimated this, Umar out here making speeches talking about revolution, ancestors, eclipse energy, and haters. No, bro, we need budgets, not bars. And now we get to the wild part. Umar hit us with the grand announcement. September 10th, y'all, it's time. We finally opening the school. And then what happened? Out of nowhere. Actually, we gonna have a barbecue instead. A barbecue. A whole cookout, bruh. After 10 years of donations, after emotional speeches, after putting folks in the Book of Negroes for asking simple questions, you downgraded the first school funded by the African dollar to a damn family reunion on concrete?
I beg your pardon. I beg your pardon.
People ain't fly to Delaware to eat hot dogs and watch motivational quotes get grilled next to the ribs. This was supposed to be the Malcolm X Montessori, the Garvey Gangster Academy, the Frederick Douglass School of Dreams. Instead, Umar got folks bringing folding chairs and potato salad. And the coldest part, he trying to flex like this the move. It's going to be a beautiful day of black unity and celebration. Nah, dog, it's a smokescreen. You dodging the fact that the school still ain't open, and you knew people was going to ask questions when September 10th came and went. So what do? You give them ribs instead of results. Let's get into the betrayal that really stings. You know it's bad when even your top soldier lays down his flag. We talking about Dell, aka Dell Life Solutions. This wasn't no hater. This wasn't a YouTubian instigator. This was a ride or die supporter who been pushing Umar for years, promoted the school, defended him, donated. Dude was practically the FDMG street team. And now even he said, nah, I'm done. Why? Because of the antics, bruh. Because Umar's energy went from pro-black messiah to petty emotional live stream warrior. Dell said it straight up. I can't trust this man to run a school with this kind of behavior. And honestly, that's the only logical conclusion, because you got to think, if a grown man can't handle criticism from some broke YouTuber with 2K subs, how the hell he gonna run a whole school? You got kids, staff, parents, board members, inspections, applications. It's chaos 24/7. You got to be level-headed, not finger waving and shouting thank you to the haters, instigators, and defamers like a pastor with a vendetta. So when Dell jumped ship, that wasn't just a loss. That was a warning. If your most loyal followers start saying you wildin', bruh. Yo, once upon a time, Umar Johnson was him. Back in like 2012, 2013, he was getting real comparisons to MLK, Malcolm, even Farrakhan. Dude was packing out events, dropping knowledge, quoting Freud and Garvey in the same sentence. People was like, this man might change the world. Fast forward to now, he flipping off YouTubers and talking about goon squads. Bro went from I Have a Dream to Catch Me Outside struggle streamer. It's sad, really, because he could have been something powerful. But instead of moving like a leader, he moving like a bitter baby daddy with Wi-Fi. You supposed to be focused on opening a school, but you on live talking reckless about content creators who don't even got profile pictures. Let me be real. If I'm Umar and I really believe in my vision, I ain't wasting a second on haters. You think LeBron be scrolling Twitter to clap back at dudes in their mama's basement? Nah. But Umar made it a whole mission to respond to grifters. He gave them life. He turned haters into a genre. Now there's a whole corner of YouTube that exists just to roast Umar. And it's low-key his fault. He said, we're going to put the goon squad in the streets and go see about y'all.
What? Bro, what are you talking about, man?
Sir, what? You threatening civilians over critiques of a school that still ain't open? This ain't Pan-Africanism. This is paranoia in HD. Here's what's crazy. Instead of ignoring the trolls and focusing on the mission, Umar decided to go full WWE villain mode. He ain't just clap back. He made whole videos, gave them nicknames, even threatened to see about them in the streets. Like, bruh, you a grown man with a doctorate in a school. Why you beefing with faceless YouTubers with anime profile pics? Worst part, he gave them an audience. He fed the fire. Before this, most folks didn't even know these struggle streamers existed. Now, they got views. They got clips. They got followers strictly off responding to Umar, all because he couldn't let it slide. It's like if Beyonce stopped in the middle of the Renaissance tour to beef with a TikTok username BeehiveHater69. It makes no sense. And the irony, these same channels are now eating off the drama he created. You could have just ignored them, bro. But now you got people typing Umar Johnson exposed and discovering a whole genre of content you gave birth to. He basically built the Umar cinematic universe, but for haters. That's how deep this ego trip is. Now let's talk about this digital donation meltdown. So after the school fund and his personal account got frozen, Umar ain't slowed down. Nah, he doubled down. They froze my Apple Pay, brothers and sisters. Hold up. Apple Pay? You mean to tell me you got banned from Apple Pay now too? Bruh, how do you even get banned from Apple Pay? That's like getting kicked out the mall for window shopping. You can literally just receive money on there. So now the only options left, hit the PayPal. PayPal.me/well-known-resumendi. You can also use Venmo or PayPal for personal donations. Just mark it as a love offering. A love offering? Nah, dog. At this point, it ain't FDMG no more. It's Fund Dr. My Groceries. And the moment folks started side-eyeing the situation, he threw the legal smoke in the air. We got attorneys getting involved. We want our refund check. The bank is giving us the runaround. That we feeling real singular right now. He talking lawsuits, mysterious delays, shady bank ops. Like this is a conspiracy thriller. But all I hear is, yo, run me some more cash while we figure this out. Let's be real. Ain't nobody seen receipts. Ain't no screenshots. No bank letters. No documents. Just vibes, live streams, and donation links.
I'm at the Frederick Douglass Marcus Garvey Academy. The accounts are still frozen. We're looking into it. The accounts are still frozen, brothers and sisters. We're supposed to hear back Friday. We're supposed to hear back Friday. That sounds like Monday to me. The bank is giving us the runaround. We ain't got our check back. So we're about to operate attorneys. Attorneys is about to get involved because we were told that when your account gets canceled, you're supposed to get your refund check for the amount that was in the account. We have not received that yet. So there's some funny business going on right now, brothers and sisters. There's some funny business going on right now, brothers and sisters. But we're going to take care of all that. Stay patient. Stay positive. Stay patient. Stay positive. They messing with our bills. They messing with our automatic payments. They messing up a lot of stuff with this frozen account. They froze me and they froze the school. They froze me and they froze the school. But that's all right. That's all right. We're going to stay patient. We're going to stay positive, and we're going to see what they say on Friday, no later than Monday. But we need our check back so we can open up a new account and keep the ball rolling. We need our check back so we can open up a new account and keep the ball rolling. There's a lot of people saying a lot of things. I'm only going to say this to the Ifa Tunde faithful. There's a lot of people saying a lot of things. But I'm going to say this to the Ifa Tunde faithful. Don't get put in the Book of Negroes. Don't get put in the Book of Negroes. Don't get put in the Book of Negroes. Brothers and sisters, we still working on the renovations, brothers and sisters. We're going to rekey them classroom doors. We're going to lay this tile down. And we're going to apply for the certificate of occupancy. Do anybody got a problem with what I just said? I'm only talking to my supporters and donors. If you're not a supporter or a donor, hop off the live. If you're not a supporter or a donor, hop off the live. See, everybody talking is YouTubing struggle streamers who don't donate.
Yo, this ain't a joke. The Book of Negroes is real, like actually real. You ask Umar Johnson a reasonable question, like, hey, are the lights on in the school building? Or can we see the receipts for that million you raised? Boom. You just got drafted into the Negro Hall of Shame. He said it with his chest, too. Don't get put in the Book of Negroes, brothers and sisters. Nah, dog. You the one putting people in the book over questions. Questions. You're not even allowed to think critically, or else you labeled a hater, defamer, or a YouTubian peasant. And look, one dude even tried to verify the school had power. Just called the electric company just to check. And they said, nah, ain't no lights on over there. Guess what happened next? He got blacklisted, banished. Can't come to the cookout, can't attend the grand opening, can't get no ribs, can't even peek through the school gate. All because he tried to verify if FDMG had electricity. Like, bro, what? This man is running the school like it's a secret society. You either ride or die or get spiritually excommunicated and put in a metaphorical burn book. You ever seen someone punish their own donors for wanting proof? It's like if GoFundMe added a shut up and don't ask me nothing feature. After all the drama, all the freeze, and all the donation links, Umar hits us with a plot twist straight out of Love and Pan-Africanism. I believe it was the woman I was dating. She took care of my mother. Now she doing tell-all interviews on hater channels. She work in finance. Huh? So let me get this straight. You gave your ex access to your money. She got mad after the breakup. And now she's out here doing YouTube exposés and financial warfare. Bro, this ain't Wakanda forever. This is waiting to exhale with a GoFundMe link. He really out here saying his ex-girl caused the bank freeze and low-key implying she got connections in high places trying to sabotage the school. And the wildest part, while he's ranting about the damage one woman caused him, he turns around and tries to holler at another random woman right after. Like, bruh, you ain't even take a moment to heal before handing out your number again. How you gonna say a woman just destroyed your whole operation, then catch feelings on the sidewalk like it's a Tyler Perry movie? Come on, Umar. Protect your heart and your routing number. This ain't even financial fraud anymore. It's emotional fraud. And we still ain't seen no evidence she actually did anything. Just vibes, accusations, and hugs from strangers. Let's get into this awkward rom-com moment. So picture this. Right after blaming his ex for destroying the school funds, Umar's on the sidewalk mid-rant and suddenly flips into flirt mode like a switch. How you doing, my beautiful black sister? Come give me a hug. I need a hug. King Kong conscious need a hug. Bruh, you just said your ex hacked your life. Now you trying to wife up a stranger outside the school? This ain't no fundraiser. It's a Hallmark movie with donation links. And yo, she did hug him. She was polite, showed love, says she transports kids. What does Umar do? Oh, really? You got a van? Take my number. We gonna need folks to drive the students when the school opens. Bruh offered her a transportation contract on the spot right after saying the school can't open because his Apple Pay got iced. So now we go from my enemies got power in high places to you trying to drive a school bus for me, queen? This man recruiting staff at random. No background check, no HR, just hug and hire. It's like Tinder meets LinkedIn for fake schools. And you know how this ends. We've seen the cycle. Phone number gets saved, hugs get deeper. Next thing you know, she the new throat goat in the Umar lore. This man needs a business manager and a therapist, not another queen.
And if we can prove a couple things, some people going to be in a whole lot of trouble, brothers and sisters. Oh, yes. Ifa Tunde Nation. Ifa Tunde Nation. Ifa Tunde Nation, stay calm. But this is what I want to say. Hit the PayPal, paypal.me/FDMG Academy. Hit the PayPal, paypal.me/FDMG Academy. How you doing, my beautiful black sister? I'm Dr. Umar Ifa Tunde, the Prince of Pan-Africanism. You can come give me a hug. I need a hug. Come give me a hug, sister. I need a hug. Come give King Kong consciousness a hug. I need a hug, my beautiful African queen.
And I'm like, I know that man from somewhere.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. How are you, my sister?
Oh, man. Thank you.
Appreciate the love. Appreciate the love.
Appreciate the
That's all
love.
I try to do is move in love, good brother.
Appreciate the
You
love.
never know who needs it.
Yes, ma'am. Yes,
Oh,
ma'am. Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
Thank
Yes,
you
ma'am.
so much. Thank you so much.
Stay strong out here.
I sure will. Oh, it's.
And if all goes well,
Oh man, it was.
that's our Marcus Garvey School. This is the school you hear me talking about all the time. This is it. You see the mural right there. John Jacques Dessalines, Nat Turner, Frederick Douglass, Marcus
See,
Garvey.
I'm originally from New Jersey. I grew
What
up
part?
in Philly. I grew up down there at 8th and Diamond.
I'm from 8th and Susquehanna. Got my first haircut at Shabazz at 8th and Diamond. Jermaine
My first
Shoemaker in
filling
the
job
flesh.
was right there at the damn
Yes.
the park right at
That's
8th
where
and
I was
Diamond.
born and raised.
So I grew up down there.
North
We've
Philly.
been down here. I moved to Delaware about 12 years ago.
Okay.
And that's probably around the time that I started seeing you all
Yes,
crazy.
ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
And I transport kids.
Okay.
And I'm talking
That's your
about,
business?
No, I wish it was.
Okay. I was only asking because once we get the school open, we're going to need some people with some vans to bring some of the children in the morning. You feel me? That's a little hustle. Where you can, take my number. Get your phone.
All right, now it's time for the spiritual side quest nobody asked for. So after all the drama, all the broken promises, all the digital panhandling, Umar pivots hard into his Prince of Pan-Africanism World Tour energy. August 29th, New Orleans. August 30th, Hattiesburg, Mississippi. August 31st, Mobile, Alabama. Brow here shouting tour dates like it's a rap album rollout. School's still closed, but he got time for a trilateral deep South consciousness circuit. But wait, there's more. He said he got a special request for the queens in each city. I need a hug. A big papa hug. I've been battling demons for 2 months.
I'm here to tell you right now, we don't care.
Let me tell you.
We don't care.
Battling demons? What demons? Capital One? Ex-girlfriends with Wi-Fi? Them donation refund emails? Look, I get it. We all go through it. But when you spend half the video begging for PayPal and the other half asking for hugs from random women in Mississippi, yeah, it's feeling more like spiritual thirst than spiritual warfare. He even said, I've been battling all kind of demons, brothers and sisters. Okay, but the only demon we see is mismanagement and emotional oversharing. He turned this into a therapy tour with ribs on the side.
August the 31st, New Orleans, Hurricane Katrina, August the 29th. So we got a trilateral commission. We got a Deep South, Prince of Pan-Africanism, Black August grand finale trilateral tour. We got New Orleans on August the 29th. We got Hattiesburg, Mississippi on August the 30th. And we got Mobile, Alabama on August the 31st. I got a special request from all my New Orleans queens. I got a special request for all my Hattiesburg, Mississippi queens who I'm going to meet for the first time. I got a special request for all my Mobile, Alabama queens who I'm going to see for the first time. I need a hug. Can I get a big papa hug? I've been battling demons for 2 months. I've been battling demons. I've been battling all kind of demons. I've been battling demons, brothers and sisters. I've been battling demons. Hit your PayPal. PayPal.me/FDMG Academy. You can only send a personal donation to Dr. Umar, PayPal or Venmo. PayPal is Umar the Psychologist. PayPal.me/Umar the Psychologist or Venmo. Venmo or PayPal for personal. FDMG is FDMG Academy on PayPal. They froze my Apple Pay, brothers and sisters. The Apple Pay said you got to have an account or we got to shut it down. Apple Pay said you got to have an account or we got to shut it down. Apple Pay said you got to have an account or we got to shut it down. So they froze the Apple Pay, brothers and sisters.
Like, who gonna run the school while he's out hugging queens in Alabama? Where the principal? Where the curriculum? Where the classrooms? Man, forget the classroom, where the chairs? So after the tour dates, the demon confessions, the roadside romance, you already know what's coming next. Hit the PayPal. PayPal.me/FDMG Academy. Or send personal donations to Umar the Psychologist. They froze my Apple Pay, brothers and sisters. Here we go again. It's like every time Umar says brothers and sisters, somebody loses $20. We done cycled through school fund frozen, personal account frozen, Apple Pay shut down, Venmo on standby. Now we trying to reroute all the funds through PayPal like it's spiritual Zelle. Meanwhile, No screenshots, no documents, no proof, no refund letters, just vibes and live stream loops. This Umar Johnson story just took a turn I didn't think we'd see in real life. 14 years of hype, millions raised, a school bought, and now he might lose it over $72,000.
What?
Yeah, you heard me right. Over a debt smaller than what some rappers drop on a weekend in Miami, the whole school for black boys dream might get snatched away. And if that don't sound shady to you, you either not paying attention or you just in denial.
Lucy, stop it! Denial is a river in Egypt!
Because when you hear how all this is lining up and the excuse he's already rehearsing, you gonna look at this man sideways too. So here's what's bugging me, bruh. Dr. Umar raised $1.6 million. Bought the school for about $400K. Do the math, that's $1.2 million left over. Cool. Now explain to me how a man with $1.2 mil left on paper can't cover a $72,000 of keep the school alive.
How, Sway?
And here's where it gets real. If he actually does have the money and still lets the school get taken, now we're sliding into that criminal lane. And not the oops, I messed up my taxes kind. I'm talking deliberate play. Couple weeks back, he hopped on live, talking like a man who already knew this storm was coming. Almost like he was setting the stage, playing that little I'm broken under attack seed before the receipts dropped.
This morning, I received a text message from one of my homies. He needed Dr. Umar to send him a couple dollars. This morning, I received a text message from one of my homies. He needed Dr. Umar to send him a couple dollars. I logged into my account just to check my balance because I haven't done so since I left for South Africa back on July 10th. Only to discover that I could not log into my account. So then I called the bank to find out what was going on. And the bank told me to enter my 16-digit card number. I did that. They told me they had no record of my account. The bank that I've been with since I was a teenager told me they had no record of my account. So then I called the bank. And the bank told me that my personal account, as well as the independent Frederick Douglass Marcus Garvey Academy account, have both been frozen. Both bank accounts have been frozen. And I was told that there is an investigation into my personal account as well as the school account. I asked them, was this due to suspicion of any fraud on my part? I was told that it was not due to suspicion of any fraud on my part, but I was told that it was due to suspicion of fraudulent activity. I was told that someone has been trying to gain access to my personal account and the FDMG account. I was told that someone has been trying to gain access to my personal account and the FDMG account. I was told that someone has been trying to gain access into my personal account and the FDMG account. Brothers and sisters, if you have sent a donation to FDMG, let's give it until the end of the month to see if this gets cleared up. They have given me no definitive timeline as to when their investigation will conclude. If you have sent a check or money order donation to FDMG, let's wait until August the 1st, Black August, and see if this situation has gotten cleared up.
Y'all see the play forming, right? All right, check this. The paperwork ain't no rumor. It's out there. Umar's tab, $17,000 in water and sewer bills. Almost $2,000 in exterior improvement charges, $150 in vacant registration fees, $15,000 in civil penalties, plus some extra change sprinkled in. And when it came time to face the music in court, no Umar, no lawyer, nobody repping the school. The only suits in the room were from the city, ready to start the process to take the building back. Tell me that don't sound like a man just letting it happen, like he already got his speech lined up for IG Live. My people, the white man took the school. The haters was working overtime.
I beg your pardon.
Bruh, I can already hear it. The blame shift, the victim act, the whole performance.
So that was a lie.
Now here's where the timeline gets way too cute. The same week Umar gets hit with that 20-day notice to pay up, he jumps on live saying, somebody tried to hack my account. The bank froze my money, both personal and the schools. I can't touch a dime. Come on, man.
Hey, bro, come on now, dog. Come on, man.
I grew up around enough hustlers and slick talkers to know when somebody's setting up their alibi early. This got all the signs of a pre-built excuse. It wasn't me. The haters froze my account. The bank dragged their feet. And the 20 days ran out. Boom. School gone. Wrap it in a little, the devil working hard energy, and watch the donations come flying in again. I'm not saying I got proof he planned it, but tell me this don't sound like one of those plays where the ending's already written.
You don't find that suspicious? You don't find that suspicious? You don't find that suspicious?
Here's the part that could really get ugly for Umar. If this man is still sitting on hundreds of thousands, hell, maybe even the whole $1.2 million, and just lets the school go over 72 grand, that's not just bad optics, bruh. That's handcuffs territory. And don't think folks ain't already talking like the walls are closing in. The chatter online, people got him slotted right next to Diddy on the Feds watching list. I'm hearing, bro, gonna mess around and catch a bit for this. Cause see, incompetence is one thing. You can't really arrest somebody for just being bad at managing money. But if you got the cash and you pull a stunt like this on purpose, you're playing a whole different game. And the house always wins.
You're gonna learn today. You're gonna learn what a long look like today.
Well, someone that we've both had on our show at some point, Dr. Umar Johnson.
Yes.
Who still has not built the school, by the way. When I did my first interview with him, which was like, 12 years ago? Hold on, let me look up. How let me see. Let's see when I did the Umar interview. Let's sort by reverse date. 2016. 9 years ago, I did the interview, and he said the school's coming soon.
Now, you're actually trying to own your own school or buy your own school? Like, explain that to me.
The Frederick Douglass and Marcus Garvey Academy is a school that I conceived of a very long time ago, but began to actually put teeth into the creation of that school a couple of years ago.
And then it's like, oh, we got the school. Oh, no, someone broke in and they stole all the books. So now it's pushed back again.
While I was on the live, the children had snuck into the school, which means they knew the door was unlocked.
And more recently now, he made a video saying someone hacked into his bank account. Did you see that?
Dr. Umar has access to no money right now because my personal account contains all of my money. I only send it to Apple Pay and PayPal as necessary.
Someone, listen, I've had a bank account, for whatever, 40 years, in various banks, from Wells Fargo to Chase to, whoever else. You go down to the bank if there's a problem, they fix whatever needs to be fixed. Or you call the 1-800 number, you ask to speak to a person.
If there were some fraudulent transactions, if there were some transactions that seemed suspect and it wasn't you, then this can be verified and cleared up.
Exactly. I've never had a problem. In fact, when I get fraudulent charges, they usually send it to me right away, and those charges don't go through. But the fact that he now has no money, I just feel he's just leaning into this. He's like, okay, y'all gonna say that I'm shiesty? Okay, I'll just go full shiesty.
See, this ain't just the usual Umar drama echo chamber anymore. For years, it was the same small group of YouTubers and Facebook pages clowning him. Folks he could just wave off as haters. But now, it's out the sandbox. Bigger outlets are on it. Vlad TV straight up labeled him a scammer, putting the spotlight on this mess for millions to see. Once you hit that stage, you don't control the narrative no more. And that's the thing. Umar's whole playbook works when he's talking to people who already rock with him or people who barely follow the story. But now, the story's living outside his fan base. People with no beef, no agenda. Even folks who wanted to believe in him are starting to say, yeah, something ain't right here. And once that happens, it's hard to spin your way back from year. And here's where Umar really trips over his own story. This ain't some beat up building he's been patching together brick by brick. Nah. In past interviews, man was bragging about the school being state of the art. Said it was part of a $13 million renovation less than a decade ago. Told folks straight up, these buildings are modern, in excellent shape.
Happy. Because we were only looking to get one school, brother and sister. We ended up with two. And to all those coons and trolls who say the buildings are trash, do you realize the 4 buildings we got are state-of-the-art modern schools? They are not old schools like the ones we went to. They are modern. That campus was renovated at a cost of $13 million in 2011, 9 years ago. And the only reason why we have to renovate is because the building was not secured by the previous owner, which allowed people to get in and do what? Strip the electric system.
I was about to say, steal the copper.
The plumbing system, strip the HVAC system. Whenever you and Rod Dig are ready, only you two and your other brother, Godfrey, y'all can drive on down and I will give you a tour. And when you walk through them schools, you tell me if those buildings is trash. First of all, the buildings are in excellent shape. Excellent shape. We just got an offer for one of the buildings over more than $1 million. That sound like trash to you?
Okay, here's where I share a little story, brother Umar. So it just so happens that my wife's family has a lot of educators in it. Her sister is a principal of a school right now. Her mother was a teacher, and her father was and is a principal who actually ended up making his own school in East New York, Brooklyn. It's called the Trey Whitfield School. You can look it up. So he's been doing this since like 1983. And how he started was, he started small. He started with 3 portable trailers that were behind like a church. Nobody was doing anything with them. And he went to the church because he was a principal like you. And he said, I guess he got the same inspiration to start his own thing. So he talked to the people at the church. He ended up negotiating some sort of rent where he had to pay $500 a month per trailer. And he had like 280 kids. Now, he didn't have a lot of money. He didn't have a lot of donations and stuff like that. So what did he do? He said like a lot of schools and stuff, they would just throw out old desks and books and stuff like that. He'd go around to different schools and get desks. He'd go to the Board of Education and they'd give him stuff that they were getting rid of, you know what I mean? That they didn't want, books, whatever, all kind of different supplies. So he was using his resources. He did this till about the year 2000. Where he then sees like a 4-story big ass building, something pretty comparable to what, you're talking about. Actually, it might be bigger it might be like those buildings combined, the ones that you bought. But this is in Brooklyn in East New York, like right off Atlantic Avenue. So anyway, he gets to this building. He said he didn't have $1 for the building, but he goes to the man. He's like, I want to get this building for a school. And the guy's like, well, he tells him whatever the price was. And he's like, listen, I ain't got no money. But what I do have is I got a friend who's, he's like the president of a bank or something like that. And he'll give me a loan, to renovate the place and all that. And if I miss any payments or something like that, then y'all will just have a free building renovated. You can take the building back and you'll get the shit renovated for free. So he ended up getting in there. And that was in the year 2000. We're in the year 2020, and this school now has gone on. It's a black school. They don't take no government grants or nothing like that. He does fundraisers and all this. He knows some people in the sports industry and all, because he used to play football back in the days.
What's the name of the school?
It's called the Trey Whitfield School. Now, I talked to him. He's willing to sit down with you and give you any tips or anything like that of how he did it. You know what I mean? And how he continues to do it. Because this man, and he's been on CNBC, all kind of other stuff like that. But the thing is, he doesn't even have the type of notoriety that you have. You know what I mean? And this man was able to make it happen. Like, you know what I mean? Like this man was able to just put his thing, into fruition, use his resources. So maybe we're feeling like, money is the answer for everything. But sometimes it's our resources. How about, could you donate your time or something to instead of the money to fix something? How about y'all come in and donate your time to help build up the school or something like that? You see, it's not always about money. It's about the people that it's about a lot of different things. For $700,000, I feel like maybe we could have got a piece of land and just built from the ground up and it could have been turned out cheaper. I don't know. We have to look into a lot of things. And this is a big undertaking that I feel like, you might need some help with it, brother. What do you think?
Well, a couple things. I want to deal with your assumption that I might need some help.
Okay.
Most of my friends are educators. Most of my elders are educators and psychologists. That is my field. So it's kind of interesting when someone who's an expert in something, and I'm not speaking to you, I'm speaking to the detractors who say I can help him with that.
I think they're talking about the real estate part of it. You're an educator, but not a real estate guy.
But we already have the real estate, so that's not even an issue.
Right, but did we choose the right real estate? Did we take the money and do the best fiduciary thing with the money?
I just told you that the schools that we got was a $13 million project 9 years ago in excellent shape. We got a steal for that campus. It was a steal. It was the best thing I could have possibly got. I have no regrets. See, that's when we start feeding into the lies. That's why you got to come see the school, my brother.
Absolutely.
And see
I'd
it
love
for
to see
yourself. Because you have people telling you that the school ain't in good shape. The school is in excellent shape, which is why we're getting offers for it now. It's in excellent shape, brother. The classrooms don't even have to be touched. We just have to fix the electrical system, the HVAC system, and the plumbing system.
So let me get this straight. If the place is worth millions and in excellent shape, how does it end up on an auction block over $72,000?
How, Sway?
You can sell one of the buildings and clear that debt with change left over for a grand opening party. But instead, we're here watching the man with the $1 million asset somehow act like his only option is to stand still and watch it get taken. Make it make sense.
So I don't need help with the real estate. We were blessed with that campus. You understand? And as far as your brother's school, I support him.
That's
I'm
my
glad he's doing a
father-in-law.
good
My
job.
father-in-law.
I just looked at the website.
Mm-hmm.
Kudos to that brother.
Yes, sir.
But what I'm doing ain't that. I want to be absolutely clear. The Frederick Douglass Marcus Garvey RBG International Leadership Academy will be America's first school based off the principles of Pan-African nationalism and international economics. That's not what I'm doing, brother. I have a totally different concept from him. You understand? So if
the concept could be different, but the implementation of how
but
it's
I don't need his help implementing, brother, because I'm a certified school psychologist and a certified school principal who's experienced, who got a whole cadre of educators. So y'all keep making these things. He needs to talk. No, I don't. Y'all don't know who I got.
But then why is somebody, you have all these credentials, then why is this man who we don't know was able to put his school together in a few months and it's taking you 6 years, brother?
6 years is nothing for a school. I can show you 10 charter schools where the money is coming from the state and it took them almost a decade to get open, brother. You don't open up a school in a year or two. I don't know your brother's story, and I don't care to know it. I don't care to know it.
Why not, though? If it could be helpful to you, why wouldn't you care to know it if it could be helpful to you?
Brother, I have friends who own schools. Do you understand that? I have friends who own schools. So if I need to talk to someone who owns a school, I already got that. I got what I need. The only thing missing from my equation is enough funds to complete the task. That's it. That's it. The school is not open yet because I don't have enough funds to do it that way. I'm not going to no bank.
Maybe maybe we need fundraising, different fundraising methods. Maybe the people that we go to.
We have that in place, but what I want you to understand, it takes time to build institutions. I ain't got no problem with where we are. I'm loving where we at. We got our plans done by the engineer. We got our electrician chosen. I'm meeting with my HVAC this weekend. I got my plumber on standby. Roofer did his job. Carpenter lined up. We doing what we need to do on the time frame we doing it in. I don't need no help outside of the team I got, which is filled with experts from the East Coast to the West Coast, brother.
Okay, brother. I mean, these are definitely the answers that people want to know. They want to.
I'm not interested in people. I'm interested in donors, brother.
Yeah, but in order for you to get donors, though, you're gonna have to satisfy these. Yes, brother. And how are you gonna get donors if you don't if I'm
disagree with you?
Listen. If I'm considering to be a donor, but I have certain questions that I want answered. I feel like that's legitimate.
Can I tell you why that's bullshit?
Why? Go ahead, please.
Respectfully? You've been raising money for 6.5 years, brother. If you ain't donut up by now, you ain't donating, and your question don't matter.
End of the day, this don't even feel like a mystery anymore. Umar's biggest problem ain't just money, it's ego. The man had people willing to help, real advice on the table, even examples of folks who built schools with less. And instead of adapting, he built a wall around himself and called it a plan. Now here we are, 14 years of talk, 1.6 million raised, and the school's hanging by a thread over a bill smaller than some rappers' jewelry deposits. And the sad part, if it all crashes, he's already got the speech ready. No lessons learned, no accountability, Just another live blaming the system and the haters.
Bruh, every time you think Dr. Umar can't top the last headline, he pops back up like hold my incense.
We were already talking about the 72K bill, his ego running wild, that shady old footage. And now his bank account's frozen. He's out here giving speeches about it. And somehow in the middle of all that, he's talking about buying another school for $500,000 cash.
I beg your pardon. I beg your pardon.
Meanwhile, at the first school, still looking like an abandoned set from Lean On Me. And the craziest part, folks in that crowd were nodding like it made perfect sense.
My disappointment is immeasurable, and my day is ruined.
So here's where it gets spicy. Umar's in Newark on stage, giving the people an update. And instead of clearing things up, he low-key confirms what everybody's been whispering. Says both his personal and school accounts are frozen.
You're broke. You're poor.
Nah, oh, there's a glitch. Nah, the bank made a mistake. Nah, both accounts locked up. And remember, this is the same money he's been raising for over a decade to open that school. But here's the wild part, the timing. Right when he tells the crowd, I can't access a dime, the city had already hit him with a notice. Pay $72,000 in unpaid taxes, utilities, and fees, or they're taking their property. 20 days to cough it up or say goodbye. And bruh, people from the streets hear that and instantly recognize the play. That's the classic, yo, the system froze my money right when they were trying to take my stuff storyline. It sets him up to say, see, they didn't want a school for black boys. The white man blocked me. It's like he's already rehearsing the excuse before the repo truck even pulls up. And right on cue in Newark, he breaks out the big bad boogeyman. The FBI says they're the reason his accounts got frozen. Bruh even hit the crowd with the triple repeat. Peace to Pan-African, my brothers and sisters. Peace to Pan-African, my brothers and sisters. Peace to Pan-African, my brothers and sisters. I swear he does it like it's hypnosis. Say it 3 times and it's locked in your head. Then he tells his whole story about how he's been with that bank since he was 14. No problems ever, and boom, they froze everything for no reason.
Trayvon, just go to the office.
What did I do?
Just go to the office.
What did I do?
Says he only found out yesterday but was too busy to call them, so he'll check out Monday. And if they don't give him an answer, his lawyer's going to go after them. Oh, and his logic, if they shut it down, just give him a check so you can open a new account because he's got bills to pay. Sounds simple, except he's also hinting maybe it was the FBI. Maybe it was funky media. Maybe it was haters. Basically, anyone but himself. And the whole time I'm thinking, nah, bruh, this ain't adding up.
I could write a whole chapter on vandalism.
They haters.
Right?
That's right.
They just got my bank account froze. I gotta find out what's going on. When they froze the school's account, bank ain't telling me nothing. They said I found out yesterday, but I was too busy to call them yesterday, so I gotta call them Monday. Because if you close the account, give me the damn check so I can open up a new account because we got bills to pay. I don't know if it's the FBI. I don't know if it's Funky Medea. I don't know who did it. But anyway, stay focused. We must stay focused. Either way, they got to give us our money back. You know what I'm saying? So whatever they... The thing is, I've been with that same bank since I was 14 years old. It's the only bank. I've been with them since I got my working papers. And just like that, without a reason, they froze. So my lawyer said, if you don't get an answer Monday, we got to go after them because you should have got a check within 4 days of them shutting the account down. Still ain't got our money yet. And my money is in my account, school money in the school account. See that? So we find out Monday. Y'all can listen to YouTube if y'all want. Anyway, I didn't know more about me than me. Anyway.
Before we talk about the wildest part, let me remind you, make sure to like and subscribe. Make sure to like and subscribe. Make sure to like and subscribe. Now, here's where he really lost me. This man just told a whole room he's broke. Bank accounts frozen, can't touch a dime. And seconds later, he's talking about buying another school in Newark. Says he's got a $500K budget in cash.
Cap.
And remember, the first school, the one he's been building for 10 years, still not open. Still got the $72K debt hanging over it like a storm cloud. And he's up here pitching expansion. Bro, that's like telling your landlord you can't pay rent, then hitting Zillow for a vacation home in Miami. What kills me is the crowd wasn't even like, wait, what? Nah, they're just sitting there nodding like he dropping the blueprint of Wakanda. So then he hits him with a little backstory. Says way back in 2015, 2016, 2017, he almost had a school in Newark. Was going to rent it from a Jewish landlord, but the guy looked him up and said, "No, we're not renting to you." And from there, Umar starts laying out this vision for his dream second school. Says he doesn't want no castle. That's a money drain. Doesn't want some massive East Side High looking building either. Nah, he wants something with 25 rooms or less. Even says, if you find me one with 12 classrooms, I'll take it. Oh, and he's not just looking for buildings. He's out here trying to recruit tile workers in the middle of this speech. Talking about how once the first school's floors get tiled, they'll apply for the certificate of occupancy and be done.
Cap.
Bruh even said, ladies, if you lay tile, we can have a nice little tile party.
Stop it. Get some help.
Like, what? This man's mixing Home Depot talk with Pan-African liberation in the same sentence.
Now, I want to close with this. When I was school hunting in 2017, 2016, 2015, I looked at a school in Newark, New Jersey. It was being rented by a European Jew. I was going to rent the school. Our school was almost in Newark. Y'all don't know this, but you know now. And then the European Jew, no disrespect to the Jewish people, that he looked me up and found out who I was and said, we cannot rent to you. I'm saying all that to say that when we open up the Marcus Garvey Elementary School of the FDMG Academy, as soon as it's ready, we're going to start looking for the next school location. Are y'all following me? So for those of y'all who do real estate in New Jersey, I don't care if it's Newark, Trenton, Camden, Jersey City, my realtors in particular, I need you to find me a nice little school. I don't need no castle. That's a money drain. We don't want no damn castle. I don't want East Side High Passing. No! Get me a school that got about 25, no more than 25 rooms. 25 rooms. I don't need 50. 25 or less. If you find a school, Dr. Umar, they got 12 classrooms. Give me. Dr. Umar, we found a little school in Newark. It got 15 classrooms. Give me. But if we could find us a nice little school, they're not charging but $500,000, $250,000, something around there, we can work with them. Y'all feel me? Because once we open up the first school, the rest of them are going to start popping like popcorn. Do y'all feel me? They say the first one is the hardest one. And the only thing we got left to do in the first one is what? Put the tile down. And by the way, if there's anybody here who does tile or sells the tile, listen to me, Newark. It's the only thing we got left to do in the school. Put the tile on the concrete. So if there's any brothers and sisters here who lay it or know where we can buy it for a reasonable price, let me know. You got my number. We ready to move now. If you call me today, Dr. Umar, I got a tile supplier and I lay tile. What you gonna charge me to cover up these 12 floors? Let's go. Once the tile done, we applying for certificate of occupancy. We done, y'all. Tile and done. So find me somebody who do tile. And ladies, if you lay tile, we can have a nice little tile party. At ease. So I want to close with a story.
The man's first school is literally at risk of getting snatched by the city any day now. He owes $72,000 in back taxes, utilities, and fees. That's public record. But instead of focusing on saving it, he's annoyed selling folks on his $500,000 in second school fantasy. Like, bruh, you're talking about paying $500,000 in cash for a new building while you can't even scrape together 72 racks to keep the first one.
Y'all know what's going on, and so do I.
That's not vision. That's financial gymnastics. You can't tell me I don't do loans, I don't do mortgages, and in the same breath admit your MEP's behind on basic bills. That's the kind of math that only works if your calculator runs on vibes. And then Here comes the pivot. For the first time ever, according to him, Umar's asking for personal money. He says his personal account's frozen, school account's frozen, and now he's got to cover bills for both. Drops the Apple Pay number, drops the PayPal links multiple times. Real specific. Says he's always running school bills through his personal account, which already sounds like a tax nightmare. And because that's locked, we're going to lapse on utilities, internet, a lot of bills at FDMG.
Dr. Umar needs money. Dr. Umar has never asked for $1 in his life until now. What is this situation? I keep hearing people talk about it. What happened?
Dr. Umar has access to no money right now because my personal account contains all of my money. I only send it to Apple Pay and PayPal as necessary. So the Prince of Pan-Africanism, for the first time in my life, is without any digital currency. So for my loyal supporters out there, if you can spare a few dollars so I can take care of Queen Mother Ifatunde and myself until my bank account is frozen or canceled so I can get my money back and open up a new account, please hit my Apple Pay or hit my PayPal. My personal PayPal account is Umar the Psychologist at yahoo.com. So that's paypal.me/Umar the Psychologist, paypal.me/Umar the Psychologist, paypal.me/UMARTHEPSYCHOLOGIST, paypal.me/Umar the Psychologist, or hit my Apple Pay using my cell number 215-989-9858, 215-989-9858. I've never asked the people for $1. I have never asked the people for $1 in my life. I've only asked you to donate to the FDMG Academy for Boys. I don't have any sons. I have 2 daughters. So the FDMG campaign is a selfless project, mission, and service to provide our boys with the education that they deserve. But right now, I don't have any money because my account was frozen by my bank because someone has been trying to hack into my account, hack into FDMG Academy account. So the FDMG Academy account is frozen. My personal account is also frozen. That means we're going to lapse on our utility bills. We're going to lapse on our internet bill. We're going to lapse on a lot of our bills at FDMG. The bank is not giving me a timeline as to when this situation is going to be resolved.
Let me tell you something. That video right there should prove to people that Dr. Umar is exactly who he's always claimed to be. Because Dr. Umar has never asked anybody for a personal $1. People always think that when he's asking for donations, he's doing it for selfish reasons, but the school is in Delaware. Like, we can't sit here and act like that school is not in Delaware. We can't sit here and act like, he hasn't shown us all the renovations he's done on the school. I think,
So what's that have to do with his personal finances?
He said they froze his account.
What's that got to do with the school?
He says that he's paying all those bills through his personal account.
Well, that's not how you run a school.
Oh, Chris, you're asking too many, the Adderall's kicking in. You're asking the real questions.
So maybe that's
I believe him.
So maybe that's the thing. Maybe Dr. Umar just hasn't been up on his business the way he should have been all of these years.
I think that could be
I just don't think Dr. Umar would get out there and personally ask for money if he was using that money for personal reasons. If he was using the money he was getting for schools for personal reasons, even if his account was frozen, he wouldn't get online and expose himself like this and ask for actual money and tell everybody, hey, my accounts are frozen.
I believe him, man. I believe him.
Of course, the loyal followers are eating it up. He's never asked us for $1 before. He must be really in trouble. But the real ones are like,
hold up, wait a minute.
Those $72,000 in taxes and utilities were due months ago. The freeze happened 2 weeks ago. So what's the excuse for not paying back then? This isn't about the freeze. This is about bad money management. But instead of owning that, he's playing it off like it's just an FBI plot to block the liberation of black boys. And see, this ain't even the first time the math been funky. Remember that date with the doctor fundraiser? Yeah, $100 a ticket. One lucky sister gets to pick any event in America. Umar picks her up, covers flights, hotel, dinner, all above board, no funny business. Sound like a wild flex, right? Then later he switches it up. Now it's not a date, it's a reality show. Says it's going to be a classy conversation platform where black women can expose their brand and influence the culture.
This is a question, brothers, you can weigh in. I'm only staying on till 3 o'clock. We got 10 minutes. It's 2:50.
I got a question for the queens. Brothers, you can weigh in. I'm thinking about, I was asked to go forward with the date with the doctor fundraiser for FDMG. What do you all think about a date with the doctor fundraiser for FDMG? What do y'all think about a date with the doctor FDMG fundraiser? $100. The sisters will pay a $100 raffle. Sisters will pay $100. And if they win the raffle, they get to pick a social event anywhere in the country. It could be a concert. It could be a sporting event. It could be a festival. We're going to pick her up. I'm going to pick her up. We're going to pay for the hotel, pay for the flight. I'm going to pick her up, take her to the event. We're going to go to dinner. And we're going to drop her back off at the hotel or the Airbnb. I am forbidden to go inside. And she is forbidden to come with me. This is straight above the belt. It will be one-on-one, no escorts. But the sister will choose any event in America, one-day event in America. We will fly her out, put her in a hotel or Airbnb. Dr. Umar will pick her up. Dr. Umar will take her to the social event. Dr. Umar will take her to dinner. Okay, maybe a nice walk out wherever we at as a brother and sister, and I take her back home. Is that acceptable to raise money for FDMG? First of all, will it raise a lot of money? Will it raise, y'all say not 100? We got to do $50. We got HVAC. We got to pay for the $250,000 HVAC. So how y'all want to do this? Knock the raffles down to $50? Can't go but no 50. We got to pay for the airplane, hotel, dinner. We're going to take her to a nice place. She get to choose. She chooses where she eat. This ain't no McDonald's. This ain't no IHOP. You feel me? We talking about, I don't know, $300 plate dinner. Okay? What do the ladies think about the date with the doctor? We're going to do 4 of them. East Coast, West Coast, down south, Midwest. East Coast, West Coast, down south, Midwest. East Coast, West Coast, down south. I just wanted to come on here right now to clarify the date with the doctor reality show. I want all my African queens to listen up. I want all my African kings to listen up. I want to clarify the date with the doctor reality show that's going to be kicking off really, really soon. The date with the doctor reality show is really a conversation platform. It is a conversation platform where black women and I will exchange views and opinions on various issues affecting the world, the African race, and black women in particular. It will be a platform where black women can expose their brand, their business, and influence the culture of black women and influence the culture for black women. This is going to be an uplifting reality show. There will be no nonsense. It's going to be clean and it's going to be classy. I'm calling it a date with the doctor because that is going to be the ambiance. That's going to be the context. That's going to be the background. It's not a real date. Let me say this again. I am not looking for a wife. The ancestors will send them to me when the time is right. Let me say
that show never dropped. No episodes, no production updates, nothing. So where'd the raffle money go? Because one woman was supposed to win. The rest just donated. This is what folks mean when they say it's hard to keep defending him. Every time you try, another story pops up that just makes you look dumb for believing. So at this point, you either think Umar is the unluckiest man alive, or you're starting to see the pattern. The frozen accounts, the $72,000 debt, the 10-year unfinished school, the $500,000 Newark dream, the raffle date that turned into a ghost reality show. It's all too messy to ignore. And look, I'm not here to officially stamp him as a scammer, but I am here to say when the story changes this much, when the numbers don't line up, when the timing is always just a little too perfect, you'd be a fool not to ask questions. He can blame the FBI, the bank, the haters, the media, whoever. But until the bills are paid, the school is open, and the promises are kept. All I see is a man playing in people's faces and the people clapping along like it's Sunday service. Y'all ever watch a man dig his own grave live on Instagram? That's Umar Johnson right now. And every time he opens his mouth, the hole gets deeper. This man pulled in $1.6 million to build a school for black boys, a dream he's been selling for over a decade. And now he's less than 3 weeks away from losing it all over a $72,000 bill. He was even talking about buying another $500,000 school while the first one's on the auction block.
How, Sway?
And now he wants folks flying in from Africa, Europe, everywhere to protest the city of Delaware like it's their fault. Yeah, we got to talk about this. So here's the play. Umar hops on IG Live trying to do some damage control. Problem is, there ain't no damage control for this, bruh. It's over. Like, cooked.
You're gonna learn today. You're gonna learn what a long dick look like today.
This ain't just a little PR mess. This is the type of situation where your own supporters start side-eyeing you. Quick recap so nobody's lost. Umar been pushing this FDMG school for black boys for years. The pitch was clean. Help me build a safe space for our kids, keep them out the system. Folks bought in. 1.6 million in donations. He copped the buildings for around 400,000, so cool. That means 1.2 million should have still been sitting pretty for renovations and whatever else the school needed, right? But fast forward to right now, that dream school, the city's about to put it on the auction block in 20 days. Why? Because Umar ain't paid about $72K in fees. $72,000 out of 1.2 mil left over. Make that math make sense, bruh.
Special announcement. FDMG Academy bank accounts are still frozen. FDMG Academy bank accounts are still frozen. Dr. Umar personal bank account is still frozen. Dr. Umar personal bank account is still frozen. Brothers and sisters, we are fighting this war against FDMG and Dr. Umar Ifa Tunde. We are fighting this war against FDMG and Dr. Umar Ifa Tunde. We were supposed to get a refund within 4 days of our accounts being shut down. We were supposed to get a refund within 4 days of our accounts being shut down. We still haven't got our refund. We still haven't got our refund. We still haven't got our refund. So, not only are the accounts frozen, make sure y'all hit my Venmo and my PayPal. PayPal.me/Umar the Psychologist. On August the 5th, brothers and sisters. On August the 5th, the city of Wilmington, Delaware, took out a notice to auction off the Frederick Douglass and Marcus Garvey Academy campus for unpaid vacant property registration fees. I repeat, on August the 5th, the city of Wilmington, Delaware, took out a lien to auction off the campus we bought, the campus we've been working on for 6.5 years. I was not notified of this. We were not notified of this. This past weekend, without an email, this past weekend, without a letter in the mail, this past weekend, without a phone call, the city of Wilmington put a notice on the door handle of both of our schools, informing me that if we don't pay the past due vacant property registration fees and outstanding utilities by the 25th of Black August, they will sell our campus.
And here's where it gets real suspect. Right around the same time the city hits him with the pay up in 20 days or lose the school notice, Umar goes public talking about the banks froze my accounts. Both his personal account and the school account frozen. Now, why are you even telling us that? Nobody knew about the auction yet. So him dropping that info out of nowhere, Feels like he was setting the stage for the classic play. Look, y'all, I'm a victim. They don't want me to win. The system's trying to stop this school for black boys. But here's the twist. It wasn't him who told the world about the auction. Some random person just walking past the school saw a notice taped to the door, took a picture, posted it online, and then boom, everybody put two and two together. So once the internet caught wind, folks already knew the next move. Umar was going to hit that conspiracy button hard. And right on cue, he starts framing it like some grand plan by the government, the FBI, the CIA, the whole alphabet soup, all working together to stop one school for black boys. And here's the thing. He ain't pitching this to people who gon' fact check. Nah, he's talking straight to the single moms who see him as the last hope for their kids and the diehard supporters who treat him like he's the Malcolm X of Instagram Live. But come on, bruh. You from North Philly. You know how this works. The city slaps a notice on your door, that's just standard. If you were really at that school as much as you claim, you'd have seen it the same day.
Brothers and sisters, can I ask you a question? Why were we not notified that they were going to try to sell our campus? Brothers and sisters, why are they trying to sell our campus at the very moment that our accounts are frozen? Brothers and sisters, is it a coincidence? Is it a coincidence? Is it a coincidence that the city of Wilmington is trying to sell properties that we own and have been working on continuously behind our backs? They were going to sell our schools behind our backs. They didn't even tell us that they were going to try to sell our schools. We received no notice in the mail. We received no notice by email. We received no phone calls at all that they were going to try to sell our schools. Instead, they put a notice on the door handle. Somebody stole one set of notifications and sent it to the YouTubian struggle streamers. Somebody stole the Frederick Douglass High School paperwork off the front door and sent it to the struggle streamers. That they were going to sell the school, and they wanted to sell the school before we found out. I believe that they wanted to sell the school before we found out. We were not supposed to know that they were going to sell our school. Why do I say that? We were given no notification. We received no letter in the mail. We received no email. We received no phone call that they were going to try to sell our schools. Instead, they put a notice on the door in a low-income neighborhood. They put a notice on the door with rubber band and masking tape. They put a notice on the school front door with a rubber band and masking tape.
Acting like they snuck it up there in the middle of the night? Stop it.
Stop it. Get some help.
So after ducking the topic for about 10 days, Umar finally hops back on IG Live. And bruh, it's like a remix of excuses on loop. Account still frozen. No refund yet. The city blindsided me. He even claims they never emailed, never mailed, never called him. Just slapped a paper on the door with a rubber band and some masking tape. Then he goes full dramatic mode. Says somebody stole one of the notices and sent it to the so-called struggle streamers on YouTube. Like it's some Ocean's 11 plot to sabotage him. Meanwhile, the fact's still the same. You owe money. The city's not out here trying to play hide and seek with you, bruh. If you got hit with a judgment, it's because they served you proper and gave you the chance to fix it. You just didn't pay. And here's where it goes from sad to straight clown show. Instead of telling people, yo, let's pressure the bank to unfreeze my accounts, because if that's really the problem, that's the fastest fix. He tells his supporters to pull up on the city of Wilmington.
What? Bro, what are you talking about, man?
Like a protest at City Hall is going to magically erase a $72,000 bill. What's the game plan? They going to say, you know what, Umar? Forget the fees. You good, King? Nah, that's not how city budgets work. And the wildest part, he's inviting people from Africa, Europe, all 50 states to Delaware to march for his unpaid bills.
Brothers and sisters, I want y'all to get ready for a protest. I want all FDMG donors and supporters to get ready for a protest. We may have to march on City Hall, brothers and sisters. We may have to march on City Hall because of the racism. I'm going to call it what it is, racism. Discriminatory treatment. Why did we get no notification that y'all were going to sell our schools? Why did you not respond to any of our emails to retroactively apply our vacant property registration fee waiver? I knew they didn't want Dr. Umar in Wilmington. I didn't know it was this bad. I knew that the power structure, I'm not talking about the brothers and sisters in the community. They love us. Shout out to our Wilmington, Delaware family. Shout out to our Wilmington, Delaware family. They love Dr. Umar and FDMG. I'm talking about the power structure of Wilmington, Delaware. We knew they didn't want us in that city, but we didn't know they would go this far as to ignore us for 4 months and try to sell the school behind our backs. I didn't know they would go this far as to ignore us for 4 months and try to sell the school behind our backs. I didn't know they would go this far to ignore us for 4 months and try to sell our schools that we've been working on for 6.5 years behind our backs. So brothers and sisters, this is what we're going to do. We're going to fight like hell to get our money from the bank. We're going to pay off this vacant property registration fee waiver. And we might still have a protest at City Hall because this is wrong, brothers and sisters. I have emailed the mayor. I have gotten no response. I have emailed the chief of staff. I have gotten no response. I have emailed the city council president. I have gotten no response. So brothers and sisters, I'm going to meet with my team and we're going to decide if we're going to go ahead and have this protest. And it ain't going to be one. We're going to do multiple protests. And we're going to invite our donors and supporters from across the state of Delaware, our donors and supporters across the United States, and our donors and supporters across the entire planet. We may have to march on Delaware to let them know that you don't treat black people like this.
This man's acting like the city shut his school down because they hate black boys, when the truth is you can't keep property you're not paying for. It's that simple. Notice what's missing from all these lives? Any real my bad. There's no I mismanaged funds. I dropped the ball. Here's how I'm fixing it. Nah, every finger points somewhere else. He even tries to make it sound like his team didn't know this was coming. Bruh, what team? If random YouTubers could dig up the court filings, you're telling me your inner circle, the people supposedly helping run $1 million project, had no clue? Either they're the worst team in history, or it's just you winging this whole thing. And here's the real kicker. Every new lie, every new spin just makes it harder to believe this wasn't a scam from the jump.
So here's the new hustle. Umar says he needs about $30K in the next 13 days just to cover the vacant property fees. Not the full 72, just the chunk that keeps the auction off his back for now. And honestly, I think he can get it. There's still enough folks out there riding with him no matter what. The type that'll send a donation before they even hear the full story. But the pattern's clear. It's always the same play. Create a crisis, blame the powers that be, crank up the racism angle, then call for donations like it's the only way to save the mission. And every time, it works. Until it doesn't.
If we were Asian, we wouldn't have been treated like this. If we were Arab, we wouldn't have been treated like this. If we were Jewish, we wouldn't have been treated like this. But we were treated like this because we were black. How dare you ignore us for 4 months and then put a sign on our door without even telling us that you're going to sell our properties? Brothers and sisters, why didn't we receive a certified letter? Why didn't we receive a certified letter? Why didn't we receive an email? Why didn't we receive a phone call? Oh, we not going to quit. We not going to give in. The only thing left on the elementary school is to lay down the tile. We're going to lay down this tile and we're going to apply for our certificate of occupancy. We're going to lay down this tile and we're going to apply for our certificate of occupancy. We're going to lay down this tile and we're going to apply for our certificate of occupancy. And if we have trouble getting our inspection and certificate of occupancy, we will have to march.
We will have to march. We might march anyway, brothers and sisters. We're not giving up. We're not giving up, brothers and sisters. We're not giving up. We need y'all to call the mayor of Wilmington, Delaware. We need y'all to call the mayor's chief of staff in Wilmington, Delaware. We need y'all to call the city council president of Wilmington, Delaware. We need y'all to call the commissioner of license and inspections of Wilmington, Delaware. We need y'all to call the vacant property office of Wilmington, Delaware, and demand that those unjust fees be removed from our account. Let them know that you are a donor of FDMG. Let them know you are a supporter of FDMG. And let them know that if this situation is not rectified, we will march on the city and we will sue the city of Wilmington, Delaware. We will sue the city of Wilmington, Delaware for racism and discriminatory treatment. This is your brother, Dr. Umar Tunde, letting you know that I'm still standing for black people. I'm still riding for black boys, and we will open the Frederick Douglass Marcus Garvey Academy. No racism from the city of Wilmington will stop us. No sabotage from the city of Wilmington will stop us. Tomorrow morning, get on your telephone and call the mayor. Tomorrow morning, get on your telephone and call the mayor's chief of staff. Tomorrow morning, get on your telephone and call the commissioner for license and inspections. Tomorrow morning, call the city council president of Wilmington and ask them, why was Dr. Umar in FDMG ignored for 4 months when he was trying to rectify this problem? Why was Dr. Umar in FDMG Academy ignored for 4 months while he was trying to rectify this problem? Brothers and sisters, they could have simply told us no. Brothers and sisters, they could have simply told us no. Brothers and sisters, they could have simply told us no. We will not retroactively apply your vacant property registration fee waiver. No problem. We could have got a payment plan. No problem. We could have got a payment plan.
At this point, even folks who used to defend Umar are starting to tap out. They're like, bruh, you had 18 different opening dates for this school, and now it might not even be yours by the end of the month. Once that auction hits and the property's gone, it's a wrap. Ain't no coming back talking about raising money for another building. Not after this circus. So the question is Umar really being targeted by the city of Wilmington? Or is this just the final chapter in a long hustle? Because right now, the only thing standing between him and losing that school is 13 days and a whole lot of people still willing to send him their hard-earned money.
We could have got a payment plan. But instead of responding to me the first week of April, instead of responding to me the first week of April, they ignore us for 4 months and put a sign on our door this past weekend. They ignore us for 4 months and put a sign on our door this past weekend saying we're going to sell these schools if you don't pay our money. We're not going to email you. We're not going to send you a letter in the mail. We're not going to call you. We're going to put a letter on your door that somebody can take and run off with, as somebody did. They took the letter off the high school and sent it to YouTube, the struggle streamers. What if they took the letter off the elementary school? What if they took the letter off the elementary school? What if they took the letter off the elementary school? Brothers and sisters, we need your donation so we can pay this bill. They say we owe $20,000 on the elementary school. They say we owe $20,000 on the high school. They say we owe approximately $20,000 on the elementary school. They say we owe approximately $20,000 on the high school. Our accounts are frozen. Our accounts are frozen. Our accounts are frozen. We need y'all to help us pay this bill. We're going to fight like hell to get our accounts freed up. We're going to fight like hell to get our accounts freed up. But if we don't, y'all got to help us pay this bill and save our school. Y'all got to help us pay this bill and save our school. Y'all got to help us pay this bill and save our school. You don't have to root for me, brother. I don't need you. I got more than enough supporters. But I want everybody to know that there might be a protest soon. We need you to come in from Africa, from Europe, from Australia, from Canada, to come in from all the 50 states and show the city of Wilmington, Delaware. You will not disrespect black people. You will not sabotage black people. You will not discriminate against black people. And you will not try to steal property from black people.
This is your big brother, Dr. Umar Ifatunde, standing strong, Leo season. We will not quit. We will not abdicate. We will not equivocate. Black queens forever, snow bunnies never. Garveyism to get back. Pan-Africanism to perish. See you in Nat Turner land. See you in New Orleans. See you in Hattiesburg.
Look, here's the bottom line. If you can raise over $1 million and still end up about to lose the very thing that money was meant to save, that's not just bad luck. That's bad management. And when you'd rather spin a whole conspiracy than own up to your own mistakes, you're showing everybody exactly why they shouldn't trust you with a dime. Life ain't about how loud you can cry foul. It's about how you handle your business when nobody's watching. All I'm seeing is someone who's been running on borrowed time, and that clock just hit the final seconds. Bruh, Umar Johnson been out here talking like he the King Kong of consciousness for years. Collected a whole 1.6 million off folks, swore up and down this school was going to be the revolution, all black everything, no white dollars, no outside influence. Now look at him. Can't even cover a 75K tab.
So that was a lie.
The city said, nah, we taking that back, and they throwing this so-called dream school on the auction block. And the wildest part, the first dude in line to buy it ain't no supporter, it's a white supremacist. Yeah, a straight up racist talking about turning Umar's Pan-African Academy into a giant toilet.
I beg your pardon. I beg your pardon.
You can't make this up, bro. This is past embarrassing. This is nightmare fuel.
Embarrassing.
Now let's break this down because the math don't lie. Umar raised 1.6 million from the people. Cool. He drops about 400K to buy the building. Fine. That still leaves him sitting on around $1.2 million to fix it up, handle taxes, cover fees, whatever. So why is he out here crying broke over a 75K bill? Like, bro, that's pocket change compared to what you said you had. His excuse? Oh, my bank account's frozen.
So that was a lie.
Man, stop it. Nobody's buying that. You mean to tell me you had 1.2 million and somehow, some way, it all vanished, and now you can't pay less than 10% of that to keep your so-called academy alive? Nah, that don't add up. People got questions, and honestly, they should. See, Umar ain't just say this was a school. He sold a whole movement. He told folks it was going to be for black folks, by black folks, no white money allowed, no white kids allowed, strictly Pan-African, strictly black boys, period. He painted the whole building in red, black, and green like a flag come to life, slapped revolutionary names on the gym, Nat Turner this, Jean-Jacques Dessalines that. He even got on camera calling himself the King Kong of consciousness.
I'm the King Kong consciousness because I do the work, family. This the Nat Turner Jean-Jacques Dessalines gymnasium. I said, this the Jean-Jacques Dessalines Nat Turner gymnasium. Who pulling up? Who pulling up? One-on-one midnight basketball with the queens. Hey, ladies. Hey, ladies. $100 gets you a one-on-one basketball game at midnight with the prince inside of the Turner Dessalines. I'm just kidding. Look at the melanin drip. Look at the melanin drip. Y'all see the melanin dripping? Do y'all see the oh, look at the melanin. The dark cashew. Look at the dark cashew revolutionary African brown. The melanin. It's Leo season every day. It's Leo season every day.
And fam, he wasn't just preaching education. He was selling culture, identity, revolution. That's why so many people threw money at him. They thought this was going to be history in the making. A school built out of pride, struggle, and self-determination. But now, all that symbolism looking like straight decoration. Because if you can't even pay the light bill, what's the point of painting walls? And here's where it gets straight disrespectful. The city's about to auction Umar's so-called school in 8 days. 8 days. And guess who's first in line to buy it? Not a community leader, not an investor who cares about education. Nah, it's a racist white dude. This man said with his whole chest, he's going to scoop the builder for cheap, bulldoze it, and then hire a broke black sculptor to build a giant toilet on top of the rubble.
Hey, bro, come on now, dog. Come on, man.
Buying Dr. Umar Johnson's former school that he was going to turn into an academy over 10 years ago, and he raised $1.2 million. He bought the building for $400,000, and I'm going to buy it for $300,000 because of all the back stuff and the neglect. It's actually worth a lot less than that. We're going to lowball him a little more. After that, we're going to knock that thing clear to the ground and just kind of make a mountain out of the rubble itself. We're going to throw dirt over that rubble. And then on top, we're going to get a black sculptor that's down on his luck, and he's going to create a massive toilet. And we're going to pay him. We're going to pay him good, and we're going to pay him cash. But he's going to sculpt a big, huge toilet.
A toilet, bruh. That's the level of trolling Umar done brought on himself. Think about that. Umar sold people a dream of Pan-African revolution, and now a white supremacist might be the one to own that property, just to clown him forever. You can't script irony this brutal. Bruh, just picture it. Umar out there burning sage on live streams, praying to ancestors in the parking lot, telling folks this was sacred ground. He done had whole speeches about how the spirits was blessing the school like it was destiny. And now, that same building might end up in the hands of a white supremacist who literally wants to turn it into a toilet. Like, how you go from Nat Turner vibes to Home Depot bathroom fixture energy?
How, Sway?
That's insane. And the worst part, folks ain't even trolling out of nowhere. They asking a legit question. Where did the $1.6 million go? He had more than enough to cover this, but somehow it's all smoke and excuses now. That's what's really embarrassing. It ain't just failure. It's failure with no receipts. Now, some folks out here talking like, yo, maybe somebody else got to step up and buy this spot just so it don't fall in the racist hands. And I get it. But let's be real. That's a mess too. Because this whole situation, that's on Umar's ego. Man didn't want to partner with nobody, didn't want to build a team, said he had it all under control. Only thing he needed was your money. But this is what happens when you run a one-man show with millions in donations. No board, no oversight, no accountability. Just vibes and speeches. Now he's looking like the dude who fumbled the bag, and the whole community about to pay the price for his pride. And here's how you know it's bad. His own peers starting to laugh at him. Tariq Nasheed, dude been quiet for years, never really roasted Umar heavy, always kind of sidestepped it. Now he's straight up throwing dirt on the grave, like, told y'all this school was never going to open. That's the equivalent of your homie who never talks trash finally saying, yeah, bro, you cooked.
And the first thing I want to discuss, family, Umar Johnson. We got to discuss Dr. Umar Johnson, ladies and gentlemen. The Prince of Pan Pizza, as I called him. And I'm not here to roast him. I'm not gonna roast like I used to do back in the day. I used to roast very hard on Umar. I used to call him the Prince of Pot Pies, the Prince of Pepper Steaks, the Prince of Peach Cobbler. I'm not going to do that. I've been trying not to do that. I've been trying to take the high road. And I'm not going to dogpile on him because he's going through a lot. And Brother Umar is going through a lot, and it's kind of sad. But I got to address what's going on with the FDMG Academy. That school that he's been talking about building has been having trouble for a couple of decades, damn near. When I had a beef with Umar almost a decade ago, I told people the school was never going to open. I told people, I wasn't being mean-spirited, but I told people then that school is never going to open, and it's been teetering along, and he's been fundraising for it, and the open dates kept getting pushed back, and it's been a mess. And then Umar's going through things with these women he's dealing with these strange women, these older women, and they're calling him out, and God damn.
If Tariq, a dude who been biting his tongue this long, is now clowning you, that's rock bottom. Thing is, this ain't just some new drama. This FDMG school been a soap opera for almost a decade. Every year was the same cycle: fundraising, hype speeches, new promises, then delays, excuses, and nothing to show for it. People been calling it from the jump. Yo, this school ain't never opening. And year after year, Umar just kept moving the goalposts, adding the scandals, the messy situations with women, the bad press. Bro been juggling fires for years. So when folks say this was inevitable, low-key, they not wrong. This ain't some random downfall. This been brewing since day one. Here's another thing nobody want to gloss over. How was Umar even living? Because during the pandemic, he wasn't out here doing speaking gigs. He don't got no YouTube channel bringing in money. He don't got a business anybody knows about. So where the income at? How you feeding yourself, paying bills, holding it down when the whole world was shut down? The only money people do know about is that 1.6 million raised for the school.
Y'all know what's going on. And so do I.
So of course the question pops up. Did he dip into the donation pot just to fund his lifestyle? Because if you the only one in charge of the bag, no board, no accountability, ain't nobody checking you. And that's the scary part. You don't know if the money's going to the mission or going to the man. Even Whack 100 jumped in on this. And say what you want about dude, but he ain't wrong here. He broke it down. Umar never had a real team. No financial structure, no board, no accountability. Just him playing boss with other people's money. And here's the kicker. When you dealing with donations, especially if you calling it a nonprofit, you got to show receipts. If that money ain't being spent on education like you promised, you're not just sloppy. You might be criminal.
It was. I said where he fell short is he didn't have his proper team. He didn't have the proper financing. And when he went to get it, he was trying to get his financing out doing his speakings. But at the end of the day, people are going to come to the table and they're going to ask, what's your plan of action? Okay, what is this supposed to lead to? Is it government funding going to come from this? What's what? Are you looking for what? We just going to spend $1 million a year teaching the kids to do what and what comes from what? Who's going to pay? I mean, what we doing? He ain't had them answers. Yeah, but yet some people probably was donate money. And if that is a 501(c) set up for educational school programs, and the money that came in wasn't getting spent on educational school programs, then he might have an issue. Freezing this,
Yeah, because he got to show all of that, Whack. He got to
freezing his account is just like the first phase of it. That's what I said in the beginning. When he was like, sure, I said, bro, it's like he's trying to create an anti-American society, but yet you're not going to get the real support unless you just got some type of, I don't know what he needed, because you would have to have somebody come to the table that's saying, all right, we're with that movement. But then those very people got to be self-sustained, because majority of people conduct business. They conducted business with everybody. I didn't get where he was going with that. You know what I'm saying? So I already know. I didn't been in them type of situations where, you know what I'm saying? They gonna ask you, where's this? Where's that? Where's this? Where's that? I'm gonna wait. I'm gonna just go ahead. Where's this? Where's that? If you ain't got the answer, but you straight up, they not.
That's why big dogs like LeBron or anybody with real bread would never cut Umar a check. Because the second they ask for a business plan, financials, a roadmap, and all Umar got is a Pan-African speech about black boys with ADHD, they walking out the room. No investors giving you millions just off lives, bro. And here's something that should have been checked before a single dollar got raised. The whole concept wasn't even legal. Umar kept saying this school was only for black boys. Bruh, in America, you can't do that. You can't build a school and then deny kids based on race. That's a lawsuit waiting to happen. Even if you somehow got the doors open, accreditation would never fly. Parents ain't sending their kids to a school where the diploma don't count. Like, imagine a white dude standing up saying, I'm opening the school for white boys only. We burn that down instantly. Shh. Same rules apply. Segregation is segregation. Umar either didn't know or didn't care, but that made the whole project dead on arrival. So now the big debate was Umar really scamming, or was he just chasing a dream that could never exist in the first place? Because let's be real, even if every penny was spent right, the school was designed to fail. a black boys only academy in America, that's like running straight into a lawsuit. There's no way you get accreditation. No way you survive the first troll who applies just to sue. So was Umar pocketing cash on purpose, or was he just incompetent, trying to run $1 million project with zero structure, zero plan, zero clue? Either way, it ends in the same place. $1.6 million gone and nothing to show but painted walls and broken promises.
That you got to see if the school board going to accept his classes and like really accredit the kids. Because who want to send their kids to a school where they ain't getting credit for the first, second, third for their grade?
Exactly. And I don't think it was going to be accredited because I would have to look it up, but I don't think it's legal to have an all black school. Like, I don't know.
And it's only supposed to be for young boys.
I don't know. Is it? I know they got boys' schools and girls' schools. I don't know if that's legal. Nah.
We had one
I
here.
don't
Remember?
know. I'm going to be real. No, because see, this what we got to up. We watched a nigga die to kill the all-white school. Segregation is segregation. This is in the law. You motherfucker, segregation. For you to say this is an all-white school, that's segregation.
Yeah, we've been in an uproar if that
No
happened.
difference. No.
That's Brown versus Board of Education. You can't segregate the school black, white, then different.
You cannot segregate no school. You can in America.
You could have it, but it's not going to be accredited. That's the thing.
In America?
You can't say it's segregated, but you can do things the red line.
That's the case. Everything we said they was doing to us, we trying to do to them.
No, what about the Jews? Don't the Jews got their own school?
They
might.
They might. They
But
might.
you can't.
It's probably in form of a private school.
Bruh, this might be Umar Johnson's final test. You got a wealthy black man, Marquette Burton, y'all know him as the saint and the sinner, coming out saying, I'll write the check right now. 40 racks, no banks, no excuses. Let's save this school. And the only thing standing in the way, Umar's ego. Is he going to swallow his pride, team up with another black man, and keep his dream alive? Or is he about to let a white supremacist snatch everything he built? Because this right here, this is the moment that decides it all. So here's the deal Marquette put on the table. Umar's about to lose everything over what? 38 grand in back taxes and utilities? That's light work money compared to the millions he raised. And let me remind y'all what happens if he don't pay that tab. This school goes to auction. And the first man in line, not a donor, not a community leader, not a parent who cares about kids, it's a white supremacist. What? What the? Yeah, this dude went public saying he'd buy the school for pennies, bulldoze it in the rubble, and then build a giant toilet on top. I'm not making that up. His exact words. Tear it down, pile up the dirt, hire a broke black sculptor, and pay him cash to design a massive toilet. Pure disrespect.
Buying Dr. Umar Johnson's former school that he was going to turn into an academy over 10 years ago, and he raised $1.2 million. He bought the building for $400 grand, and I'm going to buy it for $300 grand because of all the back stuff and the neglect. It's actually worth a lot less than that. We're going to lowball him a little more. After that, we're going to knock that thing clear to the ground and just kind of make a mountain out of the rubble itself. We're going to throw dirt over that rubble. And then on top, we're going to get a black sculptor that's down on his luck, and he's going to create a massive toilet. And we're going to pay him. We're going to pay him good, and we're going to pay him cash. But he's going to sculpt a big, huge toilet.
My disappointment is immeasurable, and my day is ruined.
10 years of fundraising, sage burning, Pan-African speeches, and the property ends up a bathroom joke. That's what's waiting if Umar keeps fumbling. Now here comes Marquette saying, look, I'll handle it. I'll write the check, 40 racks. I clear the debt. You keep most of your campus. Donors don't get played. And I'll walk away with just one building. That's it. Straight business. He ain't talking about taking the whole empire. He just wants one piece in exchange for saving the whole project.
I hope so.
Okay. Umar still walks away with the majority of the property. Bruh, that's basically a lifeline.
I want to talk to you today about a very sincere opportunity and effort to acquire all or part of the FDMG Academy. And this is something that I encourage you all to share with Dr. Umar, and I'll tell you why. My understanding right now, and I'll reference a video that gives some of the numbers, but my understanding right now is that Dr. Umar's school that he has raised millions for and perhaps allocated, actually spent maybe 1.5 million on, that it is in risk of being taken away essentially by the state, the government that is, and auctioned, which means that all of that money donated will have been thrown to waste. My sincere offer, and it's very clear that I can make this offer in sincerity and convert on it. My understanding is that Dr. Umar owes approximately 38,000 US dollars between utilities, back taxes, things like this. And in paying that bill, which is a manageable bill, he would be able to retain this real estate property, the land and the school buildings.
And Marquette's not even hiding his angle. He calls it a distressed asset. He's saying, yeah, I'll benefit too, but everybody wins. It's the most grown man offer Umar's gotten in a decade. Now, it ain't just free money. Marquette laid out his terms. He's like, let me see the buildings first. I'll walk through, bring an inspector, get an appraiser, make sure it ain't falling apart more than it's worth. Fair enough, right? That's just business. And here's the part that actually makes it hard to clown him. He promised to keep it all private. Like, yo, Umar, I won't even air out how bad your school looks. The inspection, the appraisal, all that stays confidential. If we can make a deal, cool. If not, I'll just say we tried. Nobody got to know the details.
My offer is to, pending, of course, an inspection, and this can all be private between Dr. Umar and I, the inspection, the results of the inspection, the state of the actual buildings, all these things. Because I do acquire distressed assets. This is clearly a distressed asset, and I think that we can do something that'll both benefit potentially students that could learn there at the FDMG Academy. It'll certainly benefit the donors who want their dollars honored and not wasted. It will make sure that Dr. Umar is able to continue on the journey that he's on. And of course, there'll be something in it for me. As I said, it's a distressed asset. So essentially what would happen is this. My sincere offer is I will write the check for, $40,000 or so, however many dollars it is. I'll write the check for $40,000 if you would allow me to just obviously tour the properties, and if they meet at least a reasonable condition upon visual inspection, then I'll send a proper inspector through to see what the true challenges are of the buildings. What is the actual quality of the HVAC, the electrical wiring, and all the things that are needed to get the buildings functional. And pending the inspector coming back to me with a report that doesn't have anything too egregious, meaning too costly, such that the actual value of the buildings would be less than $40,000, which I don't foresee being the case.
That's respect. That's a man saying, I'll help you out and I won't embarrass you. And the kicker, he said he'll fly Delaware on his own dime, get the inspection done, and cut the check within 24 hours if everything lines up. Bruh, that's fast. Umar been dragging this for 10 years, and here's somebody saying, I can fix it in a weekend. Marquette ain't sugarcoating nothing. He straight up said, I don't really believe Umar. I think he mismanaged the money, maybe wasted it, maybe started with good intentions, but fumbled the bag. But here's where it gets interesting. He still respects the donors. He said, yo, at least y'all tried. Y'all put money up hoping to build something for the community. That's better than sitting back doing nothing. And on his end, he's honest. It's a business play. He called it a distressed asset. Translation, I help you, I get something valuable cheap. I win too. At least he's transparent. I'll benefit, you'll benefit. The donors don't get screwed. Compare that to Umar, who's been yelling Pan-African School for the Boys for 10 years with nothing to show. And here's where it really gets sticky, because Umar and Marquette, they ain't cool. Umar blocked him a while back, didn't want to deal with him at all. But now, tables turn. The school's on life support, and the only black man stepping up with actual cash in hand is the same dude Umar treated like an enemy.
I would then basically, in my understanding is he has a number of buildings, maybe in elementary, middle, and high school, is that I would basically do the following. Whichever building is appraises best and is returned by the inspector to have, a reasonable number of repairs needed to make the building functional and useful, I will take ownership of that building. So what I'm saying in short is that I will pay, pending an appraisal and pending a inspection of the property by a certified inspector, I will write the check to remove your utilities and tax burden, tax woes in exchange for control of one of those buildings. The benefit for Dr. Umar is that he gets to retain the other buildings and continue on with whatever he was trying to do. Because right now, my understanding is that he's essentially pressed to acquire the capital quickly. And even if he were to raise it from his donors, which are probably shrinking in number of and frequency of and amount of, meaning amount that they're pledging, the frequency with which they pledge, and the number of persons pledging. So he needs quick capital, and quick capital has value. And if he would invite me over, I'll fly out to Delaware on my own penny, and I will inspect it visually. I'll immediately hire an inspector, get an appraiser in there, and then I'll write the check. And then, I'll have one of those buildings signed over to me. He gets to continue on with a significant amount of real estate that will continue to be in his name and at his disposal, and we'll both win, and he gets out of a tight situation. That is the proposal. And I do want to concede to everyone that, number one, I'm aware that he's blocked me on several platforms, and I don't blame him, frankly. I mean, I've cracked jokes, I've been critical, but this right here is bigger than Marquette Devon Burton. It's bigger than Dr. Umar Johnson. It's about you as a Pan-Africanist, a pro-Black person. You don't want this building and all the donations from Black people to basically go into the government's hands. And certainly this building is not going to go to another Black person, certainly not a Black person creating a school for Black people. So I am a Black man, and I will cut the check, which everyone knows I can cut, and I will cut it quickly to salvage your effort and to save the valuable donations that you've already allocated. And all I ask is that I'm able to take control of one of the buildings, which I think is a fair deal, because frankly, it's in Delaware, which is like, I'm not going to get into it. But I think that that's a really good offer. And I want everyone to know, I say this in full sincerity, and I want to be very transparent that I don't believe Dr. Umar about much. I believe that he's mismanaged the funds. I believe that he's squandered them for whatever reason. I believe maybe at the beginning he had good intention, but at this stage, that doesn't matter. He's dealing with a distressed asset that he's potentially going to lose everything. And I'm coming in with capital, ready to write a check quickly, and I can help prevent that. And I hope that ego or past, disagreements don't get in the way of him getting the check so that he can maintain control over the greater project and continue on with potentially creating a legacy and, honoring the donations. Like, that's what this is about. It has mutual self-interest. My self-interest is getting a distressed asset at low cost. Your interest is maintaining your reputation, maintaining your opportunity, maintaining your donor base, and honoring the dollars that you've already received. May I acknowledge, shout out to Sire. He writes, you are doing the Lord's work, Mr. Burton. I appreciate that. And honestly, I think many of you either currently or have at some point believed in Dr. Umar. And I don't think any of you are fools, honestly. I think that I personally respect someone who has donated to his school, Black people, more than those who haven't. And I'll be honest, I'll tell you why. Because yes, he did fool you and he fooled me, but you have to try in this world. You have to try. We can sit back and complain about Black folks. We can complain about white folks, but to take action, whether the action is you directly doing something or funding those who are doing something, that's big and that's hopeful. And so I respect those people way more than the cynical people. Like, I didn't even believe, I never donated. It's like, well, this means that you're just not a person that's trying to help. You're not trying to be a part of the problem. Sometimes we get tricked. I'd rather get tricked trying to do the right thing than to just sit on my butt and not do anything.
So what's it going to be? Keep flexing that ego or admit you need help? Because if you're really about the kids, the donors, the mission, you take the deal. Simple. But if it was always about control and pride, then Umar's gone rejected, even if it means losing everything to a white supremacist. This right here is the test of whether Umar Johnson is about community or just about Umar Johnson.
My sincere hope is that Dr. Umar can see this as something that is fairly easy to do, something I'm absolutely willing to do. And I'll invest my own money to do the requisite research to find out if it's a viable deal. And I surmise that it is a viable deal. And there's a good amount of profit margin that will allow us to get the get the deal done, meaning like maybe it needs tile, maybe it needs an HVAC, but the foundation is good. I'm assuming since it's in the city, it's on public sewer and public water, which is a great advantage. And there's some things that I can use this building for. As you guys know, I'm raising capital for a training and event center, which our estimates from our architects, we've had just for the architectural plans, like the full shebang on the architectural plans, we've had estimates as high as $300,000 just for the plans. For the actual building, we've heard from 1.8 million to 3 million. So of course, this would do us a great service. We can do something with it. And you guys know me, I get things done quickly. So this would be a win-win situation. And so I hope that he's able to hear this sincere offer. He can reach out to me. And one thing I want to promise Dr. Umar is that and this is me speaking directly to you, if you reach out to me and you say, hey, are you serious? I am serious. And our communication between us, whether the deal goes through or not, will be private and confidential. I will acknowledge that you reached out just so people know that we're trying. I'll acknowledge that you reached out, but our communications will be private. The state of your buildings will be private. The results of the inspection will be private. The results of the appraisal will be private. If we can do a deal, fantastic, we'll do it. It'll be great for everyone, I promise you. If we cannot do a deal, then so be it. I'll just share with everyone like, hey, we tried. We weren't able to reach a deal. And there's no explanation as to why. It is what it is. It didn't go through. That'll remain confidential. I've been in tight situations myself, not like this or for this reason, but I respect, the appropriate decorum and etiquette in business. And I'd like to do a deal sincerely because I see great benefit for myself and my organization, the SASN, and for our mission and for the training and event center that I'm raising capital for, which will get off the ground quickly. And I see this as an opportunity to accelerate that rapidly. So I can help you and you can help me. And frankly, I don't think there's many folks who are considering this. There's probably no one. Now that I mentioned it, other people are thinking about it, but I don't think anyone else is considering it. And if they are considering it, they don't have the capital to write the check now, like now. Like I can write the check right now, literally right now. Now, first, I do want to see everything and then get the appraisal and the inspection. But once that's done, and that can be done within 24 hours, we know that, then I can get the check written for you, written on your behalf to whomever. Obviously, we'll have to hire an attorney to handle the deeds and things like that to the buildings, but that should be fairly simple. Acknowledge Alpha Alchemy writes, just came in, Peace of the Saints. Are you actually buying the property? I'm as serious as a heartbeat. For me to buy the property, he would have to be willing. So that takes the participation of Dr. Umar. And all I ask is the simple following things. Allow me to see all of the buildings, everything that could potentially be acquired, right? allow me to have an inspector go in and, take a proper look as a real estate, or as a professional, a building and construction professional, take a look at everything. Just let me know what the current issues are, so I know what I would be potentially buying and acquiring. And then let me have an appraiser go through, just so that I know, like what the difference is between what I'm spending and what it could potentially be sold for. And then I will cut you the check. And truth be told, like if Dr. Umar DM me right now, today, Saturday, I could fly out tomorrow, Sunday. I could get both of those professionals in Monday, and I could have a check written the same day on Monday. I can move that quickly. So that's my sincere offer. So when you say, am I going to buy the school? Oh, absolutely. Because I just can't imagine that any one of those buildings are not at least worth $200,000. And so if I'm essentially paying $40,000 to clear out these debts, then that would leave me a decent amount of profit, even if the buildings are fairly decrepit and decayed. It'll be of good value to me. And some people might be asking themselves, well, why don't you go to the auction and buy it? Well, at the auction, it's going to cost more than $40,000. So it's not a good use of time to go to the auction, because it'll be more than $40,000. And frankly, it's in Delaware. I think the location is terrible. There's a number of things about Delaware that would make me not want to just go buy a property in Delaware if it's just a random purchase. And, it's like, what is the closest major airport? Do you have to travel over water? Look at where Delaware is located. How does it do in natural disasters and, hurricanes and things like that? I just don't think Delaware is the ideal place, unless I'm getting a hell of a deal, which is what is possible right now. I also acknowledge Morris writes, hope Dr. Umar puts aside his ego and accepts this offer. Thanks for doing this, piece of saints. Yeah. And, I'm not here to accuse Dr. Umar of having an ego, and I'm not here to suggest that I don't have an ego. What I am here to do is to say this is a legitimate bona fide offer that we can execute on within a matter of days. And I am 100% sincere, and you have my word, and people the world over know that my word is gold. And that if we can get those things done, you will have a check to pay those bills straight away. You will retain your school. You will retain the respect of those who currently respect you. And you can carry on to attempt to do what you said you're going to do. And it'll be under good circumstances. And at some level, you'll kind of be partnered with another Black person, and things can go from there. And I think it'll be a good deal. And, frankly, I don't think there's anything wrong with partnering up with someone who can support you, because the alternative is you lose everything. You lose your respect of your followers. You lose your building that you took years to raise capital for and to acquire. And, this is a dream that is yet to be completed. And to be honest with you, as I stated, just in full transparency, I don't believe the stories you've shared. However, I do believe that this experience for you probably is a kick in the butt, and it'll get you to actually try a little harder to achieve what you've stated. And I think you can get it done. It's within your capacity. Right. The gentleman says, can Umar afford to not take this deal? Exactly. If he's using common sense, this is the best deal. And I frankly don't think there are other people who are rational enough, who have the experience and the capital, and are willing to do the deal with Umar, given the track record. So I think that this is a golden opportunity for both of us, and I'll absolutely get it done. And one thing I also want to put on everyone's mind, especially Dr. Umar's mind, is that what I'm presenting you is not a challenge. It's not a challenge. It is a opportunity, a real opportunity. And there would be nothing worse than you missing the opportunity that I'm offering for us to mutually benefit, for us to save your project, save the valuable dollars donated by the people who support you. And if you don't take my offer and you allow the school to go to the hands of those you would consider the enemy, this will be probably the end of your social media career and your ability to raise capital. It'll also be, the end of people having faith in those who would pose themselves as public figures. It'll damage you beyond repair, but it'll also damage the movement that you value. And so I just want it to be known to the public, and please do share this because it's sincere. Don't miss this opportunity. You have a chance to save your school. And I don't believe your bank accounts are frozen, but if they are, you have a chance to get quick capital, no credit checks, no bank application, no nothing.
Here's what's on the line. If Umar takes the deal, he clears the debt, keeps most of his campus, saves the donors from looking dumb, and gets another shot at building his school he's been preaching about for a decade. But if he says no, that auction's still on. And don't forget, there's a white supremacist already waiting to scoop it up just to clown him. Imagine that. 10 years of speeches, fundraising, sage burning, ancestor prayers, and the property ends up in the hands of a racist who wants to bulldoze it into a toilet. And on top of that, Umar's reputation, done. If you reject help from a wealthy black man and then watch a racist buy your dream, you ain't just losing the school, you losing the people.
I hope so.
Okay. Here we go again with Dr. Umar. Mr. I'm building a school for the people, but the only thing he building right now is more excuses. The city straight pulled his card, dropped receipts, and now he got 6 days before they snatched that school. And look, I'll admit it. Call me naive, call me dumb, but I actually believed in this man once. Thought he was going to lift the community up. Instead, he out here stacking lies, crying racism, and trying to spin another hustle. And if that ain't enough, more people keep popping up exposing Umar for doing them dirty too. So yeah, this rabbit hole, it goes even deeper than the school fees. Let's talk about it. So we already know all the mess going on with Umar Johnson. And if you don't know, just check my past videos and then come back here. So yeah, we saw that instead of just handling business like a grown man, Umar flips it. He jumps on live like, brothers and sisters, we might need to march on City Hall. This is racism. They trying to sell our school behind our backs. He even said Wilmington straight ignored every email, every phone call, like the city just shut him out.
So that was a lie.
Bruh was begging his supporters to get ready for protest signs and chants like it's Selma 1965.
I want y'all to get ready for a protest. I want all FDMG donors and supporters to get ready for a protest. We may have to march on City Hall, brothers and sisters. We may have to march on City Hall because of the racism. I'm going to call it what it is, racism. Discriminatory treatment. Why did we get no notification that y'all were going to sell our schools? Why did you not respond to any of our emails to retroactively apply our vacant property registration fee waiver? I knew they didn't want Dr. Umar in Wilmington. I didn't know it was this bad. I knew that the power structure, I'm not talking about the brothers and sisters in the community. They love us. Shout out to our Wilmington, Delaware family. Shout out to our Wilmington, Delaware family. They love Dr. Umar and FDMG. I'm talking about the power structure of Wilmington, Delaware. We knew they didn't want us in that city, but we didn't know they would go this far as to ignore us for 4 months and try to sell the school behind our backs. I didn't know they would go this far as to ignore us for 4 months and try to sell the school behind our backs. I didn't know they would go this far to ignore us for 4 months and try to sell our schools that we've been working on for 6.5 years behind our backs. So brothers and sisters, this is what we're going to do. We're going to fight like hell to get our money from the bank. We're going to pay off this vacant property registration fee waiver. And we might still have a protest at City Hall because this is wrong, brothers and sisters. I have emailed the mayor. I have gotten no response. I have emailed the chief of staff. I have gotten no response. I have emailed the city council president. I have gotten no response. So brothers and sisters, I'm going to meet with my team.
Now, don't get me wrong. Real racism exists. The system dirty. But in this case, this ain't Jim Crow. This is Umar ducking responsibility. The man crying racism every time the lights get cut off. It's like a rapper blaming the label when he spent the whole advance on chains. And you know what's crazy? That move might have actually forced the city to clap back. Because once Umar went live blaming them, calling for boycotts, all them folks at City Hall like,
you gonna learn today.
Bet. Now we got to put the truth out. And when they did, man, it ain't look good for him. So the city finally speaks up, straight out of Wilmington. And they basically said, yo, don't believe that, man. He capping.
I beg your pardon. I beg your pardon.
We ain't trying to steal no school. We not plotting in the shadows. Matter of fact, we've been doing everything we can to not let this building get sold. All we need is Umar to pay what he owes. They even said communication from him has been scarce. Like they sending emails, reminders, letters. He ghosting him like some dude ducking child support papers.
Why are you running? Why are you running?
One official literally put it in writing. Umar's claims are untrue and inaccurate. Bro, that's the polite government way of saying this man lying to y'all. And to make it worse, they said they even reached out again this week trying to get him on a payment plan. They like, bruh, work with us. Just talk to us. We don't want to take the building.
I reached out to the city of Wilmington, Delaware, and I had correspondence with with Daniel T. Walker, who is one of the managers and deals with communications and whatnot. I received an email back from him about an hour ago. And pardon me if I look away from the screen, so I'm actually looking at a different monitor, but I want to read this to you. Unfortunately, the statements made by Dr. Umar are simply untrue and inaccurate. City of Wilmington has issued numerous communications concerning the two properties, and the communication from the property owner has been infrequent and scarce. Our goal is to simply ensure the properties come into compliance with existing regulations. This is true of our approach to every property in Wilmington and ensures our buildings are safe and constructed adequately. We have a process to follow. The motion notice he received is another step that we will process. We invite Dr. Umar, along with every property owner, to communicate with our offices and determine the appropriate next steps of any property that enters in this phase of enforcement. Even this week, our office has contacted Dr. Umar, and I'm going to scroll down a little bit. Y'all got to forgive me. I got to get some. The office has contacted Dr. Umar this week and has, inviting him once again. So he's lying to you. Inviting him once again to comply with our regulations and speak with our delinquent accounts team and Department of License and Inspections to determine the path forward.
So now it's looking less like racism and more like Umar just ignoring the bills while playing victim for the internet. Here's where the receipts come in. And this the part Umar didn't want to talk about. The city showed the whole timeline of their communication with him. And bruh, it's ugly. October 2024, they emailed him, told him straight up, fill out this waiver request so you don't get hit with new fees. Guess what? No response. January 2025, deadline passed. Still no waiver. Now them past due fees locked in. Ain't no waivers coming for that. April 2025, Umar tried sliding in some nonprofit paperwork like that's going to cover everything retroactively. But nah, the code don't work like that. You can't show up late to the party and expect a plate. Then from April to August, they kept following up multiple times. Finance department blowing up his inbox like an ex who want closure. And Umar, crickets.
Are you stupid or something?
So by August, the city like, all right, enough's enough. They issue an auction notice. Gave him 6 days to handle it or that school gets put up for sale. 6 days. And all the city asking is pick up the phone, get on a plan, and pay your damn fees. And here's the part that's really wild. Because when you line it all up, it looked like Umar don't even want the school no more. Think about it. Donations dried up, people stopped believing, and now he's staring at millions more just to actually open the doors. Teachers, staff, renovations. Whew, that bag ain't coming. So what's the easy out? Let the city snatch it. Then he gets to cry, see, the white man took my dream. Play the victim card, run the same hustle again, and wait for folks to forget in 6 months. And honestly, he might not be dumb for that. Because if you never really intended to finish the school, the best exit strategy is blaming the system. That way you don't got to answer the real question. Where the hell did all that money go? So here's the $1 million question everybody asking, literally. Where's the money? Umar pulled in 1.6 M's, bought the school for around $400K, but somehow can't scrape up $72K to keep it.
You don't find that suspicious? You don't find that suspicious? You don't find that suspicious?
Let's be real. Donations slowed to a crawl. Folks not throwing cash at him like they did back in the hype days. Why? Because every time Umar pops up in the news, it's not about progress. It's about some shady business move, another scam, another excuse. And remember, a lot of that money came in during the pandemic. You telling me Umar, who wasn't out doing speeches, wasn't booking events, just let that money sit untouched for the school. Nah, bills had to get paid. Lifestyle had to get covered. I bet good money he dipped into those funds, which is why now he's stuck. He can't open the school without more donations, and the people ain't donating no more. So all he got left is to play the victim and hope somebody still believes. And if you think I'm reaching, nah, let's talk about how Umar moves outside the school situation, because this ain't no one-off mistake. Take King Randall, young brother out here really doing the work, building his own school, setting an example. He tried to link up with Umar, paid him $3,000 for an interview, 3 racks. Umar took the money and dipped. Didn't show, didn't refund, nothing.
Hey, bro, come on now, dog. Come on, man.
Randall even posted the receipts, PayPal screenshots, messages, everything. Straight proof. And it's not like Umar denied it. He just ghosted. Now let that sink in. If he'll scam another brother, a man on the same mission, just imagine what he's doing with regular folks' donations. You think he guarding every dollar for the school? Nah. If he can finesse King Randall for $3K, what you think happened to $1.6 million? And here's the one that really blew me. The Don situation. Bruh, Umar didn't just finesse donors or a young brother like Randall. He straight up scammed the homeless man. So here's how it went. Don meets Umar by chance in 2021, shows him he's handy with construction. Umar offers him a deal. Yo, I'll pay you $3K a month. You can live inside the school while you work, and you help me rehab this place. Don agrees. Next thing you know, this man working 12-hour days, 7 days a week, basically free labor with the promise of a check at the end. Month's almost up. Don goes home for the weekend, accidentally leaves the door unlocked. Umar spazzes and starts cussing him out. Don snaps back. They fall out. Now Don like, cool, I'll bring the keys back. Just pay me my money. Umar flips it again, tells him, drop the keys off first. Then you'll get paid. Don brings the keys back and surprise, Umar suddenly ain't got the full $3K.
Oh, shit. Here we go again.
Starts talking about sending part of it through somebody else, stalling, running games. So this man, Don, homeless, busting his ass, counting on that money, gets nothing. Imagine that. Umar scamming the very man helping him fix the school. So Don ain't just let it slide. He took Umar to court for that $3K. And what does Umar do? Instead of paying the man, he drags this case out for years. He ducked service, gave the court the wrong address, claimed he was sick, asked for continuances, pulled every excuse in the book just to delay. Like, you wasting lawyers, wasting judges, wasting everybody's time over $3,000.
Stop it. Get some help. I was on my way to Delaware with no money, but I knew I was going to be obtaining some money.
Get ready to get paid.
So I knew I was going to be getting some money. And so I was going to set myself up to be in Delaware because I was supposed to be meeting up with this young lady. I'm walking up the hill. I'm walking. And I'm trying to hurry and get there, before, anything. And he's sitting right there on the stairs.
Mm-hmm.
And, on the phone.
Mm-hmm.
And so, he's on his phone. So, I'm letting him rock out the talk. And, it's just when he finally reached out to me to come and, give him the keys, it's how he spoke to me with no respect to me and how he said it. But he said something really, real not right to me in the wrong way.
Real slick. I know what you mean.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying, Lay Holmes? You already know, bro. So don't do me like that. Here's your keys. Where's my money? You have my money? And he said, like, I'm going to send it to Larry.
Mm-hmm.
And this is why it's pissed me off too, for him to send my money to Larry. But I'm gonna send it to Larry, and I'm gonna send the 500 to Larry. And then I just broke food. Like, what? What are you talking about? I wish I would have let him keep talking though.
And peep this. While the case was active, Umar was on Instagram clowning Don, posting his picture, calling him a vandal, saying there's a warrant out, accusing him of spray painting the school. Bro, it was petty as hell. After all that ducking, September 2023, court finally rules. Judgment against Umar Johnson. Pay the man $3,000 plus interest, period. Don won, Umar lost.
Oh my God! Back in December of 2021, Umar Johnson posted this image on his IG with the caption, "If you see this man, please call police. Wanted by law enforcement for FDMG vandalism." He also posted this picture stating that Donald Murray vandalized the FDMG campus last night. He indicated the reason he did this was because he lost the court case and was looking for street justice. So who is Donald, and what court case is Umar Johnson referring to? Donald, who goes by the name Don, did some work at the property Umar Johnson purchased in Wilmington. Don said Umar Johnson agreed to pay him $3,000. However, Umar kept changing the terms of their agreement. Text messages between Don and Umar were shown during a live stream that substantiated Don's claim. So Don decided to sue Umar Johnson in order to get his money. Don also stated in a video that he did not vandalize the property.
In regards to Umar Johnson, for him to bring me up and say, I didn't even see the video. But someone called me up and let me know that, he made a video and said that I vandalized the school. That someone texted me, someone emailed, and a lot of people said that he said that I vandalized the school. And he's saying all this after he's saying that I lost the court case with him. I didn't lose no court case. We still got up to next week to be dealing with it. So for him to come out and talk about he lost the court case and he vandalized the school, and I have an order of protection against some folks. For him to come out there and say, Don, when someone said that he said my full name, I vandalized the school. For me to take time out to do some old little boy kid shit I don't even know what was put on the building. I don't know what was done on the building. I don't even know what vandalism, where it was vandalized. I didn't check it out.
And here's the kicker. 2 years later, Umar still ain't paid him. Imagine that. You rather fight in court for 3 years and get embarrassed than just give a homeless man the money you owe. That tells me everything I need to know about Umar's character.
We see the case description, Donald Murray versus Umar Johnson. Filing date, April 6th, 2021. And it's for breach of contract. Service by the sheriff was requested on April 22nd of 2021. On May 7th, the service was returned non-S. Based on the notes, they tried to serve Umar Johnson at the property in Delaware, but he wasn't there. He was eventually served on 9/10 of 2021. On October 11th of 2021, Don filed a motion for a default judgment. Umar Johnson filed an answer to the lawsuit on October 15th of 21. There were some issues with the court getting the notice to Umar because they were sending them to the address listed for the property in Delaware, and the notices were being returned to the court. Umar Johnson eventually communicated to the court that his mailing address is the P.O. Box in Delaware. There was a civil motion hearing on January 14th via Zoom, and during that hearing, Don did something that later almost jeopardized his case. On January 21st, 2022, Don's motion for a default judgment was denied, and the case was set to go to trial on July 6th of this year. However, on June 24th, there was an order, because during the civil motion on January 14th, Don made a recording of the hearing and posted it online, which was a violation of the court's policy. Therefore, an in-person hearing was set for July 22nd for Don to explain why he should not be held in contempt of court for violating the court policy by recording a court proceeding and posting it in a public domain. Due to this, the trial had to be rescheduled. The hearing was held, and Don was found to be in contempt of court, and all recordings of the January 14 hearing that were posted online had to be removed within 30 days or his case would be dismissed. A trial was rescheduled, which brings us to today, November 30th. However, on November 29th, the day before the trial, Umar Johnson requested a continuance on the basis that Umar Johnson, is ill and would not be able to attend.
And this is the part that really hurts, man, because call me naive, call me stupid. I really thought Umar could have been an asset. Our community already torn apart, already got enough division. We don't need more so-called leaders out here running scams and playing victim. It's one thing to mess up, everybody human, but scamming your own people, running off with donations, ducking court over $3K, blaming racism for your own irresponsibility, that ain't leadership, that's destruction. And it's sad because he had the influence, he had the attention, people wanted to believe. But every lie, every excuse, every dirty move, it just pushes folks further away from trusting anybody who claims they're doing it for the community. Nah, Umar done lost it. This man begging women for $500 just to sit across from him at lunch talking about it's a donation to the school. And then he tries to flex like, oh, don't worry, sis. I'm going to pay for the food. Like,
what? Bro, what are you talking about, man?
Bruh. That ain't a flex when she just dropped half a stack to be there in the first place. And the crazy part, he sells it like it's some special program. Lunch with the doctor, private, exclusive, any restaurant in Delaware. But let's call it what it is. This man panhandling with a suit on. And instead of fixing his mess with the school, he out here running side hustles like a rapper who fell off. It's embarrassing, bro.
Embarrassing.
Our community don't need another fake leader begging for cash. We need somebody real. And Umar, he proving every day he ain't that. So here's the setup. Umar went live pitching this brand new program for the ladies. He calls it Lunch with the Doctor. The deal, you send a $500 donation to the FDMG Academy, and in return, you get a private lunch date with him at any restaurant in Wilmington, Delaware. He made sure to brag like, don't worry, Queen, I'm going to pay for the food. Bruh, you already got her money. That's like robbing somebody, then buying them a sandwich to say thank you. And what makes it worse, he said it over and over like he was trying to hypnotize folks. Lunch with the doctor, lunch with the doctor. Fam, that's not a program. That's desperation. This man turned GoFundMe into Tinder. And then Umar took it to another level. Instead of just saying, yo, it's a lunch date, he started threatening dudes like, don't hate, brothers, because if I ask your wife if she want that luncheon, if I ask your baby mama if she want that luncheon, we know what she gonna say. Bruh, that ain't professional. That's some greasy late night club talk. He even called women romantic prisoners. Like, what kind of language is that? Then he hit the ego switch, bragging about being 6'3", dark-skinned, North Philly beard, Pan-African king energy. Even said, don't make him take off his shirt and turn into King Kong beating his chest. Like, what?
You to lunch, private lunch, any restaurant you want in the state of Delaware. It's called Lunch with the Doctor, and it costs you $500. You don't pay for the lunch, I pay for the lunch. Any restaurant in the state of Delaware. Oh, yes. Brothers, don't hate. We got to stop hating. Brothers, we got to stop hating. Don't hate, my ninja. Because if I ask your wife if she want that luncheon, if I ask your wife if she want that luncheon, if I ask your baby mom, do she want that luncheon with the doctor, we know what she gonna say, ninja. Don't test my intellectual gangster. If I roll up on your girlfriend, your live-in prisoner, you call a girlfriend. If I roll up on your live-in prisoner, your romantic prisoner, you call a girlfriend, who ain't there because she want to be, she there because she got to be. If I roll up on your romantic prisoner, my brother, if I roll up on your romantic prisoner, you call a girlfriend who living with you because she got to, not because she want to. Do she want that lunch date with the doctor? Do your wifey want that lunch date with the doctor? I think we all know the answer to that. Me and you are not the same. I keep telling you that. Me and you, we not the same. You not 6'3", dark chestnut Cocoa Brown with the North Philly beard, Leo King, ninja. You ain't Pan-Africanist #1. Nobody flying you to every continent to hear what you got to say. Only me. Don't make me take my t-shirt off and turn into King Kong right now. Don't make me beat my chest. Don't make me beat my chest. King Kong. Stop.
At this point, it don't even sound like a leader. It sounds like a dude trying to be a mix between a scammy preacher and a B-list influencer. The lunch date ain't about the school. It's about Umar feeding his ego. And this right here is the pattern with Umar. Every move he makes got a price tag, and it's always dressed up as a donation. One day it's send money because my account's frozen. Next day it's donate so we don't lose the school. And now it's pay $500 for a private lunch. Like, bruh, just admit you hustling. At this point, he the self-proclaimed prince of panhandling. And instead of building a real system, selling a product, or showing us where the money goes, he's out here passing the hat like a street performer. Only difference is a street performer actually gives you a show. Umar just gives excuses. And just when you think it can't get dumber, Umar pops up in a casino standing at a damn slot machine talking about, we need that 1.2 million for the school. Let's hit this wheel of fortune real quick, family.
Black family, Vegas, I enjoyed you. Thanks for coming out. Kings, queens, elders, and youth. It was all October or November for the Nevada State Black Parent Know Your School Rights Boot Camp. Oakland is going down today. Oakland, today the Prince is back. 5 long years. Last visit was 2016, sold out double lecture, just like Vegas. Today we will be at the Church of All Faiths in Oakland. Church of All Faiths, 2100 Fifth Avenue. 2100 Fifth Avenue. Black Parent Advocate book release, 550 pages of liberation information for the babies. Crush special ed, crush ADHD, crush conduct disorder, crush ODD, crush expulsion, crush misdiagnosis, crush medication. Oaktown, the Prince is back.
I don't like
West Coast Ifatunde. West Coast Ifatunde. West Coast Ifatunde. I'm feeling good today. I don't gamble, but we need about $1.5 million for the Frederick Douglass Marcus Garvey Academy renovation. We need about $1.5 million for the Garvey building. We need $1.5 million for the Garvey building. We need $2 million overall. So we're gonna play and we're gonna hit today. We're gonna play and we're gonna hit today, family. Let me show you what we're about to do. Let me show you what we're about to do, family. We're about to get us some money for the Frederick Douglass Marcus Garvey Academy. We're about to get some money. I need that 1.2 right there. Y'all see that? That's what we need. That's what we need, that 1.2 mil. Y'all see that? That will get the Frederick Douglass Marcus Garvey Academy, the whole campus. This will take care of the whole campus, family. This will take care of the whole campus, family. That 1.2, that will take care of the whole campus. So we gonna do Wheel of Fortune, Ifatunde style. We gonna style. Now, y'all got to help me out because I don't know how to gamble. And I see all kind of shit. I see a wheel. I see the bar. How do I play this? We need this money for FDMG, family. We need this money. So what do I do? Okay. Cash out, service. You know what? I have to play, family. Y'all think I'm playing. How do we play this?
You don't. You don't
How
play
do we,
it. That's
one
how
line
you
of
play.
credit?
You don't.
We need this right here. We need this 1.2 to Frederick Douglass Marcus Garvey Academy. We need this 1.2. Do I want one line of credit? Repeat the bet. Okay, I just spent $20. We did 3 spins. We didn't hit for FDMG. Okay, the ancestors don't want me to get the money this way. The ancestors don't want me to get the money this way, family. We gotta get the money with the donations. Hit the Cash App. Y'all want me to go broke? Hit the Cash App. $ FDMG School. Hit the PayPal. PayPal.me/F. Play the dollar machine? Where the dollar machine at? Somebody said play the dollar machine. We gotta get these schools done, family. Hit the Cash App. $ FDMG School. PayPal.
Podcast. Now, I don't have a problem doing a podcast. There are a few podcasts I will absolutely do. But he's on TV. He's doing something all the time.
This is somebody named Yvette Carnell. She said she got the T on Dr. Umar.
He's always on somebody's show. He's always in another country. He's always at an event. You need, when you're doing something that has never been done, you better sit down somewhere and shut up and figure it out. I told y'all Umar was half crazy when he went on Joe Budden's pod. At the end of the pod, he listed 20 things that he was about to do. I'm going to have a women's conference, a kids conference, a journalism conference. I'm going to have a conference for relationship. I'm going to have a conference for people who like peanut butter. I said, did y'all hear this? This man listed out 10 different kinds of conferences that he's going to have. I said, do you understand how hard it is to put on one conference? But that's what happens when you're not a real leader and you just sitting around playing dolls. You remember when you had a doll and you was like, this doll work at the school, and this doll wash cars, this doll right here, he drive post office truck, and you were a kid. But when you get adult, you figure out, hey, in order to do this, I don't have all of the competencies for it. You can't have all the competencies. So who else can do it? There's no way I'm gonna write the do what I do and write and be good enough to write this reparations book, right? So Aisha jumps in and she writes it. She has that expertise. Everybody don't have everything on it. Let's just say ain't no board. It's just day school, because that's what I think. The $250K. We're talking about a boarding school. That's how we're always running around like a big old child. Let me just put up a couple. Like I said, we're not gonna be here long night. I don't want to spend no. I got stuff to do. I ain't got time to be. Oh, this man's crazy. I'm telling you, it's something going on here. Oh, so we said license and accreditation. That's $50 to $250K. We're talking about a boarding school. That's how he started out. Initial staff and recruitment $200K to $500K, and that's low, because he's talking about. That is that's lowballing. And we can just, let's just say it's a day school. That's still lowballing it. Let's just say ain't no board. It's just day school, because that's what I think we ended up with. He lowballing. Let's go to marketing, admissions, and outreach. That's $50K to $150K. Let's go to working capital, $1 million to $2 million to cover initial months before tuition flows in. Typical startup costs, low end $4.5 to $5 million. High end $15 million if you're building or gut rehabbing an older property. This is stupid. This has always been stupid. And for some reason, we're just unwilling to call a thing. And we will sit back for years, not months, not days. We will sit back for years and say, oh, I got love for the brother. Let's give him a chance. Hey, listen to me.
Y'all think Dr. Umar done scammed us?
I can have love for you and say, you can't do this. And get them people their money back. Get them people their money back. You have to be able to, you cannot, we got you 5 years in, we got a building. You don't have a building that works, sir, for what you're trying to do. And you don't have the money for that. And I don't see you somewhere working to get that capital in. Like, we shouldn't even see Umar unless somebody has him out somewhere fundraising. We shouldn't even see him. You see me when I'm out somewhere I'm here because I don't get it. It's apparent to anybody with eyes to see, but we don't have eyes to see. We give all of the wrong people a chance. Everybody who is trying to hustle, steal, here they come in. We came and we told y'all, hey, Jay Morrison had a bankruptcy. He said he sold his own dairy to crack. You think about it as a community, what we could have done with all of that money. You think about our politics, you think about how we could help each other, and there has to be some type of return. Like I said, with ADOS and the ADOS Advocacy Fund, I have done.
Bruh, donations ain't enough. Now you trying to hit jackpots for the kids. That's not a business plan. That's a lottery ticket. And the worst part, he didn't even know how to play. Asking folks, do I press this? How do I spin? Like watching your grandma try to work an iPhone. He throws $20 in, spends 3 times, loses, and then has the nerve to say, the ancestors don't want me to get the money this way. Hit the Cash App instead, family.
Do me a favor, please. Get out of here. Get out of here, man. I'm saying.
So basically, when the slots didn't bless him, he turned right back around and begged the internet. That's not leadership. That's comedy. And it's the part that makes it even more insulting, because there are folks out here actually building schools with way less money than Umar ever touched. Take Q Butter, for example. He got a legit school up and running. You can walk in, see kids learning, see the results, and he ain't raised no 1.6 million to do it. Meanwhile, Umar raised all that bread, and instead of progress, we see him at casinos, on live streams, or selling $500 lunch dates. It's absurd, bruh. Years of donations, gone. No transparency, no budget breakdown, not even a real website to track what's coming in and what's being spent. Everything's running through Cash App like he hustling out the trunk.
And asked the people for $1. I have never asked the people for $1 in my life. So hit that Cash App. Let me see who on the Cash App. Where them donations at? Nabiha, $1. Nabiha, you thicker than a snicker. How you only giving me $1? Your hair costs more than that, Nabiha. That suit you got on costs more than that. Built like a brick house, giving me $1. Hit the Cash App. All my rappers, hit the Cash App. Sean Carter, hit the Cash App. Beyonce, hit the Cash App. Ice Cube, hit the Cash App. Dr. Dre, hit the Cash App. Brothers and sisters, give me your grit money. Give me your weave money. Give me your perm money, your Jordan money, your Alizé money, your 40-ounce money. We need the money, brothers and sisters. I'm gracious, but I'm not content. Because I know y'all got a lot more to give me than some $250,000. Ask the people for $1. I have never asked the people for $1 in my life. I have never asked the people for $1 in my life. I've only asked you to donate to the FDMG Academy for Boys. I don't have any sons. I have 2 daughters. How much you spend on your weave? How much you spend on your nails? How much you spend on lunch? How much you spend for entertainment? How much you spend at the white restaurant? And you want a $1 refund, a $2 refund, a $10 refund.
And people still defending this man. Like, nah, give him time. Time? He been at this for a decade. If it ain't up and running by now, it ain't never gonna be. And look, people love comparing Umar to other so-called leaders, but the difference is clear. Tariq Nasheed said he was gonna open a museum, and he actually opened one. Yeah, folks can clown that he turned it into comedy nights or whatever, but the building exists. You can walk in. Meanwhile, Umar, he been raising money for a decade and still ain't got nothing to show. Every time somebody calls him out, he flips it. Racism, frozen accounts, ancestors blocking the path. Bro, enough with the excuses. Other cats made promises and delivered, even if it wasn't perfect. Umar just makes promises and piles up excuses. And by now you see the pattern. Every few months, Umar pops back up with some new hustle. Frozen bank accounts, emergency donations, march on City Hall, $500 lunches, slot machine fundraisers. It's always the same cycle. Loud speeches, wild promises, and then the begging. No updates, no receipts, no transparency, just the next stunt. At this point, it don't even look like he's trying to build a school. It looked like he's trying to keep his name trending, like he wants fame, good or bad, because he think any attention is better than none. And bruh, that's where he dead wrong. Because once people stop trusting you, all that noise don't mean nothing. And that's the sad part, man. Because Umar gotta know by now. This ain't about building no school anymore. This is about keeping his face out there. He thinks the controversy, the clown moves, the begging, it's all gonna make him more famous. But he don't get it. Fame without credibility is useless. You're not inspiring nobody. You just giving people something to laugh at. And for a dude who once had folks believing he could be the next big voice for the community, that's a hard fall. I'll admit, I believed at 1.2, thought he could have been an asset. But what he's doing now, just dividing us even more, playing games with people's money and turning his own name into a punchline. So here's the real lesson. Don't fall for personalities over proof. Anybody could talk slick. Anybody could scream for the people. But if the receipts don't match, if the track record is nothing but excuses, that's not leadership. That's manipulation. Umar had the trust, the spotlight, the money, and instead of building something real, he burned it, chasing attention. That's why you got to protect your pockets, protect your faith. Because once you give it to the wrong person, they can set the whole community back. So now I got to ask y'all, do you think Umar ever really planned to open that school? Or was it always just about keeping his name hot, even if it meant looking crazy? Drop your thoughts in the comments. I want to see where the people stand on this. I see you on the next one. Panda out.